4%. Chapter 21 Sulinger. Lin Haoyang's heart moved, looking for the sound. The owner of the sound was a little familiar, and he suddenly regained his senses, only to remember that it was Sulinger who bought the 9-section snake whip in his hand when he participated in the trade fair that year. A wry smile appeared at the corner of Lin Haoyang's mouth. He didn't expect to see each other again after so many years, and he would be in such a situation. However, there is a glimmer of life. Lin Haoyang will not easily seek death, and the hand that urged the ancient bronze lamp to explode also stopped, looking at Ma Tianqing, who was parked aside, and said, "Su, fellow Taoist, can you help me with the next favor?" Although I don't know what kind of cultivation base Sulinger is now, but the speed that she suddenly appeared just now. Lin Haoyang didn't even notice it. Lin Haoyang guessed that Sulinger might already be the foundation building. Hearing Lin Haoyang's words, Sulinger smiled and said, "I can help you, but you have to help me refine a tier 3 magical item in the future, and you can't charge money." Lin Haoyang did not hesitate to agree to this condition, which was not considered a condition. At this moment, he had no retreat and had no choice. Moreover, Sulinger's request was not excessive, although he didn't know what Sulinger was thinking. Seeing the two chatting happily, Ma Tianqing was very angry. This is not to put him in one's eyes. "This fellow Taoist, I advise you not to intervene in this matter, otherwise I won't be merciful." With that, Ma Tianqing urged Flying Sword, and a powerful foundation building coerced straight to Sulinger. Facing Ma Tianqing's deterrence, Sulinger didn't care at all, and slammed her right foot, and the same breath of foundation building exuded, blocking Ma Tianqing's coercion back. "I advise fellow Taoist to leave as soon as possible, because you are seriously injured now. If you are a little careless, you may die here," Sulinger said. Seeing this, Ma Tianqing looked ugly as stagnant, and was about to kill Lin Haoyang, but Sulinger appeared halfway through. If Lin Haoyang was released, they would never be able to hide the treasure and murder. A trace of determination flashed in Ma Tianqing's eyes. Just when he wanted to urge the Flying Sword to take Lin Haoyang's head straight, Sulinger's hand moved and a magic talisman was taken out by him. Seeing this magic talisman, Ma Tianqing's arm trembled, and his heart was shocked. Sulinger took out it turned out to be a 4th-order magic talisman. Ma Tianqing hurriedly withdrew the Flying Sword, did not dare to stay any longer, and fled from the Flying Sword. Seeing Ma Tianqing leaving, Sulinger curled his lips and said, "I can't bear to use tier 4 magic talisman to deal with you. I didn't expect to be so intimidated." Lin Haoyang was shocked to see Sulinger taking out the tier 4 magic talisman on the side, and he thought of the success of the foundation building so quickly. Lin Haoyang had speculation in his mind. Sulinger was definitely not only a rogue cultivator, but also thought of the wasteland reclamation season that is about to come in 40 years. Lin Haoyang guessed that she must come from the other 3 roads. She came in advance to plan the wasteland season and wanted to seize some opportunities. However, these are not important. As long as they don't threaten the Lin family, they will have no hostile relationship, and they can even cooperate. One more friend in the wild is better than one more enemy. "How are you?" Sulinger put away the magic talisman and came to Lin Haoyang and asked. "There is not even a trace of spirit power left. If you appear later, I will become a fly ash." Lin Haoyang smiled bitterly. The two chatted for a while, and then moved to a safe place, lest anyone would find the sound of the fight just now. Lin Haoyang's spirit power began to slowly recover. 3 days later, Lin Haoyang recovered all of his spirit power, but it will take some time for his physical injuries to fully recover. Lin Haoyang's resilience has been far beyond ordinary people since he cultivated the Buddha profound art. The injury did not affect Lin Haoyang's path, and he could recover in 1 or 2 months. Sulinger, fellow Taoist, thank you for your care over the past 3 days. I am about to make a breakthrough to the 3rd-order mixer now. I will definitely refine a satisfactory magical item for you by then," Lin Haoyang said. "Hey, this is what you said. I still want to whip magical item, easy to use and easy to use." Sulinger smiled. "Okay, then we will say goodbye today and see you tomorrow. Farewell." After that, Lin Haoyang stopped staying anymore, and hurried back to the Lin family quickly. This time, he must ask the Lu and Ma family to peel off their skin. When Lin Haoyang walked away, another Taoist figure walked out from nowhere. If Lin Haoyang was here, he would definitely recognize that this person had also bought one of his magical item Baiyun Wall at the fair. "Little girl, have you decided that it is this person?" the shadow said. Dage, this person's refining skills are a bit different, and this person will be able to break through the third order refining master immediately, which is of great help to us. When the wasteland reclamation season arrives, he will only help us even more. You know, the two parties have also begun to intervene in Wu Guo. We don't have more time. Su Linger said. The figure frowned slightly, and finally stretched out, saying, in that case, we should pay more attention to the Lin family. In addition, the Azure Cloud sect should also increase our strength. 15 days later, Lin Haoyang finally returned to the Lin family and informed Lin Qianlong of his being robbed by Ma Tianqing and Lu Haipeng. Immediately, Lin Qianlong was furious. Lin Haoyang was the most likely foundation-building person among the younger generation of the Lin family. He was robbed and killed by the two teams. This is simply intolerable. Immediately, Lin Qianlong summoned the Lin family members to discuss this. Everyone knows that Lu Ma is really deceiving people too much. How is this going to be solved? Lin Qianlong said, sitting in the first place, with a gloomy expression. I think we will first go to Qingyun head teacher for this matter. The wasteland reclamation season is just around the corner. Qingyun head teacher will never let the Fang City steward grab treasure and kill people. If this kind of thing spreads out, it will really damage the reputation of Qingyunzong. When it fell, the Ma family absolutely couldn't keep Ma Tianqing. Hao Yang's hatred, only his life will come back. Lin Mengchun said. Lin Mengchun, as the general manager of the Lin family, elder, takes care of all things in the family. Although he is now more than 90 years old, he is still shrewd and hot. Lin Qianlong is inferior, and his status at home is only under Lin Qianlong. Mengchun elder, will it be too extreme at this time? When the time comes, the Lu and Ma family will try their best to counterattack, and the situation of our Lin family is probably going to get worse. Lin Xuanfang said with some worry. Lin Xuanfang is a 9-tier cultivator of the Xuanzi generation, and also a family elder. She is only 52 years old this year. She still has the opportunity to impact the foundation building, but the family is unable to provide her with the foundation building dan, nor does she have the courage to go there. 1/30th of the opportunity for foundation building. I am afraid that it will be difficult for foundation building in this life. As soon as Lin Xuanfang's words came out, it immediately aroused everyone's discussion. This was indeed something everyone was worried about. Lin Mengchun just wanted to refute, but was stopped by Lin Ganlong. Everyone, Haoyang has been in Fengyuanfang City for the family for 3 years, and he brought the Fengyuanfang City shops back to life. Now Fengyuanfang City can earn 800 more spirit stones every year. This is all his credit. Who is doing such a great achievement? Haoyang earned part of the offerings you are holding now. Moreover, Haoyang is only 24 years old this year, and he has already cultivated to the 9th floor of Ningmai. He is the most likely foundation building of our Lin family. If he meets and kills us, we can swallow our anger. After that, whom will our Lin family still stand for? Will the two families of Renlu and Ma behead all our 9-layer elder? Let them occupy our Baixiang mountain spiritual veins. Let them invade our spirit field veins. Quote. When Lin Qianlong said something, everyone who asked was speechless. Even Lin Haoyang felt a grievance in his heart now. If this resentment is not vented, it will be unreasonable, and it will be a big obstacle to cultivation, but if this resentment is spit out, the cultivation will only go further. Lin Haoyang knew that Lin Qianlong wanted to take this opportunity to reorganize the Lin family's momentum. Since the family's failure to promote to the 4th rank 100 years ago, the Lin family has had some negative energy. If this negative energy is allowed to develop again this time, the Lin family it will accumulate depression and become ill, and there will be no more room for turning over. Seeing anger and unwillingness appeared on everyone's faces, Lin Qianlong nodded and continued. This time, apart from leaving some people to guard the White Elephant Mountain and the important clan, the others immediately assembled, bringing 2 Tier 4 magical symbols, 4 Tier 3 magical artifacts, and various one-time magical symbols handed down from the family. The clan attacked Yan and returned to Fort Ma's house. We launch a clan war. 4%. Chapter 22. Assemble the swallows back to the fort. Soon, the various teams of the Lin family began to assemble. The 150 cultivators of the Lin family, except for the old, the weak, the sick, and the people stationed in various places, were all transferred back. There are a total of 87 people, including 1 foundation building cultivator, 6 people on the 9-layer coagulation vein, 50 cultivators, and 30 Shantian cultivator. For this clan war, the Lin family used almost all the resources they could use, and even the family background was moved out. Although the Lin family only has one foundation building cultivator, Lin Qianlong was able to fight 3 foundation building middle stage demonic beasts 20 years ago, and he alone can frighten 3 foundation building cultivators. Moreover, for this clan battle, Lin Xuanjia, the third order formation master of the Lin family, exhausted his family treasury and fully refined 5 third order formations, each with 14 people. Moreover, each formation is equipped with a tier 3 magical item. If a tier 3 formation is combined with a tier 3 magical item, even if it is dealt with by the foundation building cultivator, it is not easy to win. There are 4 foundation building cultivators in the Ma family. The whole clan has 200 cultivators and more than 100 Shantian cultivators. In Qingxuanzong, there is also a golden core ancestor. If this battle is fought, it will definitely be both lose out. Just when the Lin family assembled the people, all parties also learned this amazing news. Yan returned to Fort Ma's house. Ma Jingde, the head of the Ma family, was sitting on the main seat with an angry face. Ma Tianqing fell to his knees. The other 2 foundation building cultivators of the Ma family were also on the scene. Patriarch, although Tianqing was wrong in the first place, we can't just hand Tianqing to the Lin family so easily. We also have golden core ancestors in Qingyunzong. By then, united ancestors will surely be able to suppress this matter. Foundation building cultivator Ma Sujin said. Fuzzy. It's all a bunch of idiots. The Lin family had golden core ancestors 100 years ago, so don't they have a few things on the bottom of the box? It is said that Lin Qianlong still has 2 tier 4 magic talisman in his hand. I ask you, who can stop it? Even if Lin Qianlong doesn't use the magic talisman, who can stop him? Even if we hide in Yanwei Fort and cannot go out, but Lin Qianlong is alone and killed, who of you dare to go out? Even if the Lin family doesn't do anything, Tianqing is now killing people for treasure. Can Qingyan head teacher let us go? Even the ancestors can get in. Quote. Ma Jing said that the 3 foundation building cultivators of the Ma family were pale and sweated. At the same time, the Bai family and the Lu family also got the news, and they also learned that it was Lu Haipeng and Ma Tianqing who had attacked and killed Lin Haoyang. Lu Haipeng was still dead. The Lu family's head almost never gave up his breath, but in the end, they gathered people ready to rush to Ma's house. Bai Zonkang, the head of the Bai family, looked gloomy at the moment. The Bai Zonkang in front of him had just joined the 2 to explore the immortal cave left behind by the foundation building cultivator. Assemble the people. Ride to the Lin family. Qingyunzong, Qingyan head teacher looked gloomy after receiving this news. At this moment, Ma's family unexpectedly made such a thing. Go, call me Ma Fengyu. At this moment, Bai Qingyan and Lin Xuanlin are standing outside the head of immortal cave. Lin Haoyang was attacked and killed. There was already a riot, but Lin Qianlong did not do everything, and only claimed that Ma Tianqing and Lu Haipeng had attacked and killed Lin Haoyang, and did not mention the murder and treasure. This is not for the Magia face, this is to Qingyan head teacher face. When Ma Jian returned to the outside of the fort, 5 sets of third order formations were shining brightly, and the spiritual qi only pressed under the Magia formation. The Ma family's mountain guarding formation is a third-order top-grade formation, which is guarded by nearly 300 cultivators and 4 foundation building cultivators. With these people in the Lin family, it is impossible to break through the formation. At this moment, all the people of the Ma family are also gathered together, and all the people and horses are transferred back to the family. Ma Jing knows that if he does not hand over Ma Tianqing today, this clan war will be inevitable. However, as the patriarch of the Ma family, he cannot do this. Easily handed over Ma Tianqing. He was waiting for news from the Magia Golden Core Elder. Ma Jingde, if you don't hand over Ma Tianqing today, this clan war is inevitable. Lin Qianlong shouted from the air. Soon after Lin Qianlong finished speaking, a Taoist shadow emerged from the Magia Guardian Mountain formation with a sword. The person here was Ma Jingde, the head of the Ma family. When he saw the aura of the 5 third-order formations, there was also a flash of shock in his heart. Unexpectedly, after the Lin family had been in decline for so many years, he could still make such a big battle. He suppressed the shock in his heart and said, "Brother Lin, this matter is the cause of my Ma family's loss. Our Ma family is willing to compensate spirit stones 5,000, and this foundation building puppet will return to the original owner. We will return the 4 shops in Fengyuanfang City." Ma Jing took out. The foundation building puppet took out another 50 medium-grade spirit stones, with a sincere expression. When Lin Haoyang saw this, he secretly said that he wanted her daughter to buy peace. Then Lin Haoyang turned his attention to Lin Qianlong. This matter, Lin Qianlong is still the master. Ma Jingde, don't talk nonsense. If you don't hand over Ma Tianqing today, this clan battle will be settled. Lin Qianlong stubbornly cut the railroad, and he was indifferent to the benefits Ma Jingde said. Seeing Lin Qianlong's lack of oil and salt, Ma Jingde also felt anger in his heart. Are they really so provoked by the Ma family? How difficult it is to cultivate a foundation-building cultivator, how can it be said that it will be handed over? Lin Qianlong, don't give your face not wanting face. With your 5 third-order formations, you really think you can break our mountain guard? Dream, Ma Jingde said, although he knew that this might bring disaster to the family, but I still pin my hopes on the ancestors of the Ma family. Dreaming, do you really think you are invincible? Lin Qianlong said as he wiped his storage bag. 2 Tier 4 magical charms appeared in the air. These 2 magic charms are not ordinary magic charms, they are 2 Tier 4 mid-rank Sky Thunder charms, with great power. Seeing the 2 Tier 4 magic talisman, Ma Jingde's complexion changed wildly, and he did not dare to stay at all. The power of these 2 charms is so great that even if they meet the foundation-building late-stage cultivator, they can only die without life, but whether they can break through this formation, Lin Qianlong has no idea in his heart. However, all the magic charms were taken out, which was considered a desperate move by the Lin family. Just as Lin Qianlong was about to activate the magic charms, a voice came. Slow. As soon as this sound appeared, Lin Qianlong's hand stiffened, and the violent spirit power on the charm gradually stabilized. Then, a Taoist shadow walked out of the cloud, with white hair and white mysterious clothes. Inexplicable power emerged between his gestures and gestures. This person is the head teacher and nascent soul cultivator of Qingyunzong Zuo Qianji. Lin Haoyang stood in the formation at the moment, and he felt a feeling of palpitation. This feeling was like Zuo Qianji could crush him to death with a single finger. Zuo Qianji came to the sky above the Magia Guardian formation and shouted to the Magia formation. Get out soon. Zuo Qianji shouted angrily, and the hundreds of cultivators urged by the Ma family to form suddenly turned pale, almost spewing out a mouthful of blood. Seeing this, Ma Jingde's complexion changed wildly and hurriedly closed the formation, and then walked out with the 3 swords. Ma Jingde, meet head teacher. As soon as he came out, Ma Jingde respectfully said, and the other 3 also shouted. Zuo Qianji glanced at the people, especially Ma Tianqing. A trace of disgust flashed in his eyes, and with a wave of his hand, a wave of spirit power turned into a giant hand, tearing Ma Tianqing off the flying sword, and threw him straight in front of the Lin family. Ma Tianqing, as the garrison manager of Fengyuanfang City, he even cooperated with Lu Haipeng to kill and win the treasure. Although he did not succeed, he still could not escape the death penalty. Now he is handed over to the Lin family. Moreover, as Ma Jingde said, the Ma family compensated Lin's spirit stones for 5,000, returned the foundation building puppets, and returned 4 shops in Fengyuanfang City. The Lu family of Hongyu Lake and Lu Haipeng were dead, temporarily unreasonable, but they also compensated for 5 spirit stones. 1,000, the 2 previously occupied shops will also be handed over. Is it good to let this go? Zuo Qianji asked. Lin Qianlong smiled at the corner of his mouth and nodded immediately. Although Ma Jingde was unwilling to do so, he also nodded. He took out the foundation building puppet and gave it to Lin Qianlong along with the 5,000 spirit stones. Those 4 shops still need some delivery procedures, which can't be given for a while, but Zuo Qianji has spoken out, and no one dared to stop him, and the Lu family was the same. After doing this, Zuo Qianji nodded in satisfaction, and then said to the Lin family. Who is Lin Haoyang? 4%. Chapter 23. Lin Haoyang frowned. What did Zuo Qianji ask for? Although I have doubts, I still took a step forward and said. Lin Haoyang, meet the head teacher. Zuo Qianji stared at Lin Haoyang with a strange light flashing in his eyes. Zuo Qianji was activating the pupil technique, trying to explore Lin Haoyang's foundation. The information obtained from Zuo Qianji indicated that Lin Haoyang, a Ningmei cultivator, faced the siege of Ningmei 9th floor and foundation building cultivator, not only escaped the pursuit, but also killed 1 person, which is enough to prove Lin Haoyang's bluffing. When Lin Haoyang was stared at by Zuo Qianji, it seemed as if he had become transparent, and there was no secret at all. At this moment, the jade fault on Lin Haoyang's chest shimmered, covering Lin Haoyang. This feeling disappeared. In Zuo Qianji's eyes, Lin Haoyang was suddenly shrouded in a thick mist and couldn't really see it. He knew that Lin Haoyang must have his own chance, and immediately closed the pupil technique. Together with the chance, there is a certain number in the dark, and it cannot be robbed, otherwise it will arouse the hatred of the heavens, and the accumulation will make it difficult to make further progress. Just like Ma Tianqing, he ended up like this. Very good. I think your spirit power is full of your body, which is far stronger than the general 9-layer cultivator, and it has reached the end of the 9-layer. 2 years later, sect will refine a foundation building Dan again. No matter what, as long as your Lin family makes up the spirit stones, you can exchange for a foundation building Dan first. Zuo Qianji said. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang was overjoyed and said, "Thanks, head teacher." Zuo Qianji waved his hand and disappeared into the clouds. This clan battle finally ended. Ma's patriarch Ma Jing looked at Lin Haoyang with cold eyes, then looked at Ma Tianqing, who was almost deposed by Qingyun head teacher, gave a cold snort, and returned to Ma's family with the 2 foundation building cultivators of Ma's family. A figure fell beside Lin Haoyang. It was Lin Qianlong. He glanced at Ma Tianqing and said, "This person will be handled by you." Lin Haoyang nodded, raised his hand to wipe the storage bag. The white phosphorus sword flew out, and cut off Ma Tianqing's head with a single sword. This foundation building cultivator, after all, died under the greed of his own, and even the golden core ancestor could not save it. Good. When Ma Tianqing's head fell to the ground, everyone in the Lin family burst out roars. In recent years, the Lin family has declined, and the Ma family has taken the opportunity to invade the resources of the Lin family, making the life of the Lin family increasingly difficult. Even if there are good 9-layer seedlings in the family, they have missed the best time for the foundation building and cut off the way. Over the years, the decadence in the clan has become heavier and heavier. Lin Qianlong has been watching it, but he himself has been seriously injured and is also powerless. Until recently, he recovered from his injuries. Lin Xuanlin cultivated the 9th vessel in the Qingyun sect. Lin and Bai married the 2 families. Lin Haoyang opened up the Yonggulingtian and revitalized Fengyuanfang City. He successfully broke through the 9-vein vessel at the age of 24. Lin Qianlong knew that the time for the Lin family to turn over had arrived, so when he learned that Lin Haoyang was robbed and killed by the Ma Lu family, he would have such a big fire, and even started a clan war. This is not only to avenge Lin Haoyang, but also to awaken the fighting spirit and hope of the people. Today, with the beheading of Ma Tianqing, everyone in the Lin family seems to be reborn. A bit of frustration in their hearts disappears with the wind, and once again ignited the fighting spirit of 100 years ago with the difficulties of breaking through and wanting to be promoted to the 4th rank family. Such a soul and spirit. The family will go for a long time. 2 months after the battle between the 2 families of Lin and Ma, the bamboo house in the back mountain of the Lin family, and Lin Qianlong summoned Lin Haoyang, and Lin Ganlong said, "Haoyang, last time I called you home, I actually wanted you to go to Qingyunzong. In 2 years, Qingyunzong will open the furnace again to refine the foundation building Dan. Zan Lan's family is weak and her master is only a foundation building cultivator, so she can't provide much funding. She has been scrabbling together over the years and has saved 2,000 contribution points, so she wants her family to help and see if she can help her. One a foundation building Dan. You know the situation at home. For many years, you have been struggling to make ends meet, and you can't make up many spirit stones, but you have also squeezed out 2,000 spirit stones for you to send. But this time, with the 10,000 spirit stones compensated by the Ma and Lu family, 2 more spirit stones can be squeezed out, but only so much. For this clan battle, the family refined 5 third-tier formations. With the addition of spirit meters and spirit stones, the consumption is also huge. Your fiancé Qingyun has also reached the 9th floor of Ningmei. His family is better than ours, but after all, their family has never had a golden core cultivator, and the family is not rich enough. In addition, she has collected 7,000 spirit stones, and the gap of 3,000 spirit stones. I discussed with the Bai family and prepared to let one of them redeem the foundation building Dan first, and then help the other to redeem one at the next opening, so that both of them can be the foundation building. What do you think of this? Quote. After listening to Lin Haoyang's words, Lin Haoyang also understood the current situation at home. In this way, if both Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyun can exchange for the foundation building Dan, there is still a gap of 7,000 spirit stones. As for himself, he didn't think that after the cultivation of the Buddha, his dantian was nourished by the black spirit power day and night, and it has long become abnormally strong. Even without the foundation building Dan, he wouldn't be because of it when he was in the foundation building. Dantian tore and died. Therefore, he doesn't need the foundation building Dan at all. He has now transformed 90% of the spirit power. Only the last point is that he can cultivate the first level of the Buddha's profound reality technique and open up the Dantian breakthrough foundation building. Patriarch, I don't think this matter can only involve one person in the foundation building. The foundation building cultivator immortal cave that I explored before has obtained some tier 3 materials. As long as I break through tier 3 refiners, I still have a chance in 2 years. The one who earned 7,000 spirit stones, even if it was worse, I sold the foundation building puppet at the time, and I was able to make up enough spirit stones. Lin Haoyang said. Lin Qianlong's face sank, and finally said, I know you have a chance, but that is your harvest, or you should leave it to yourself. You also need to exchange for the foundation building Dan. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang smiled and said, when they both become foundation building cultivators, ask them to make money for me. Lin Qianlong looked at him for a moment, and then laughed. With the help of 2 foundation building cultivators, he would surely be able to get enough spirit stones, but it would also delay Lin Haoyang's cultivation for 10 years. He didn't try to expose it. He had a decision in his heart, and he was going to get a tier 4 magic talisman to exchange for a foundation building pill, and let Lin Haoyang foundation building. Because time was very urgent, and there was still some delay on the road, Lin Haoyang did not stay at home. With the 4,000 spirit stones supported by the family, Lin Haoyang rushed to Qingyunzong again. After being robbed several times, Lin Haoyang was also a little scared. He didn't dare to drive unscrupulously. He kept his mind and attention to the surroundings. As a result, it took him half a month longer than normal before he rushed to Qingyunzong. But fortunately, the journey was safe, and there was no robbery halfway through. When he arrived at the Qingyunzong mountain gate, Lin Haoyang once again let the notification pass to Lin Xuanlin, and he lived outside the mountain gate, where demonic beasts had a lot of materials which made him itchy. Fortunately, on the 6th day, Lin Xuanlin finally arrived, otherwise Lin Haoyang could not help but want to refine a tier 3 magical item to practice hand. This time with Lin Xuanlin, there is also Bai Qingyan. Since Lin Haoyang saved Bai Qingyan last time later, the relationship between the two of them gradually heated up. Hearing that Lin Haoyang was here, he hurriedly followed. Along the way, Lin Haoyang told the two of them about the process of being attacked and killed that day. They heard the two in cold sweats. When they heard Lin Haoyang exploded the Senkai sword, Bai Qingyan's face was a little pale, and finally when Su Linger came to the rescue, this only eased a bit. Lin Xuanlin was also worried on the side, but she was still not the same as Bai Qingyan. In order to ease the atmosphere, Lin Xuanlin joked. Haoyang, who is Su Linger, who even gave up to save her life, it seems that the friendship is not shallow. You are not afraid that your fiancé will be jealous. Listening to this, Bai Qingyan's face flushed, but she still puffed up her eyes and stared at Lin Haoyang, wanting to listen to Lin Haoyang's explanation. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang let out a long sigh. It seemed that it would take a lot of talking. The three of them walked and talked, and before they knew it, they had already arrived at Lin Xuanlin's immortal cave. 4%. Chapter 24. The three of them made a joke and then returned to the topic. The two were still discussing who should take the foundation building Dan, but they didn't expect that Lin Haoyang actually brought the best of both worlds. Therefore, the two of them did not hesitate at all and agreed to Lin Haoyang's suggestion. After all, one step is one step, and one step is fast. No one knows how many foundation building pills can be made next time when the furnace is opened. Even if they make up 10,000 spirit stones, they may not be able to exchange for foundation building pills. Soon, through Lin Xuanlin's relationship, Lin Haoyang rented the Earth Fire room again, preparing to break through the third order mixer. Of the 6 tier 3 materials obtained by Lin Haoyang in the foundation building Immortal Cave, none of them are suitable for recording magical item in Miaoqi Baiji. Therefore, Lin Haoyang can only rely on his own experience to refine the third order magical item this time, making it more difficult for him to refine the third tier magical item by 30%. 3 months later, Luo Haoyang has consumed 4 tier 3 materials. This is his 5th refining. If he fails again, he will only have 1 tier 3 material in his hand. The 5th tier 3 material selected by Lin Haoyang is a piece of black wolf hide, and Lin Haoyang is going to use it to refine a defensive magical item Black Banner. Following Lin Haoyang's hand seals to control the fire, he pulled spirit power to compress the black wolf skin and gradually turned into a black flag. Lin Haoyang seduced spirit power into the black flag and portray the spirit patterns. 7 days later, the black flag exuded the pressure of the third order magical item. Seeing the black flag's spiritual pattern only the last point, Lin Haoyang slammed the spirit power in his body, and a trace of the upgraded black spirit power blended into the body. The black flag suddenly lit up, and the last trace of the spiritual pattern was finally finished. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang was overjoyed, and after refining 4 pieces of materials, this spiritual tool was finally completed. Moreover, Lin Haoyang discovered that this black flag had incorporated his special spirit power, and that only he could actuate it. Lin Haoyang smiled bitterly. It seems that in the future refining magical item can no longer introduce own spirit power, otherwise, this will not be sold at all. But this also has an advantage: even if others get this black flag, they can't use it at all. 3 days later, Lin Haoyang adjusted his own state and started the final refining. With the previous experience, he dared not incorporate his own spirit power into the magical item this time. 10 days later, Lin Haoyang once again refined into a third-order inferior flying sword. Although they have made 2 magical items of Tier 3 inferior grade, Lin Haoyang's current refining success rate is about 40%. If they want to earn 9,000 spirit stones within 2 years, they must go out and hunt Tier 3 demonic by themselves. Beasts, so as to reduce costs. The additional 2,000 spirit stones is the cost of auxiliary materials used by Lin Haoyang to refine 6 magical items this time. After practicing flying sword, Lin Haoyang left the earth-fire room after a short rest, so as not to worry Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan. When they learned that Lin Haoyang had successfully made a breakthrough in the third-order mixer, both of them were happy from the heart. Lin Xuanlin is not good at immortal arts, and I don't know the difficulties inside, but Bai Qingyan is now a second-tier high-grade pill refining master. She knows how difficult it is to break through the third tier. After so many years, she has not been able to save enough raw materials for a third-order medicine pill. The 3 of them celebrated for a while. Lin Haoyang was about to enter the wilderness and told them of his plan to hunt down Tier 3 demonic beasts. At first, the 2 of them were a little worried, but they knew the difficulty of Tier 3 demonic beasts. They were a little risky with the 3 of them alone. Hey, for this time, I have already prepared for it. I came with a third-order formation from home when I came. As long as the 3 of us work together, plus the third-order foundation building puppets, black flags, bronze ancient lamps, and flying swords in my hands, the general third-order low-grade demonic beasts are not opponents at all. Lin Haoyang said. Hearing that Lin Haoyang brought her darlings like so many treasures one by one, Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan's eyes widened, wishing to take Lin Haoyang alive. Ordinary foundation building cultivator, I dare not say that there are more magical items than Lin Haoyang, Lin Xuanlin joked. Qingyan, you have found a good Dao companion. This magical item in the future. Cultivation resources. Don't worry. This time, Bai Qingyan didn't refute. She was really a little frightened of Lin Haoyang's family. Because Lin Xuanlin is cultivating ice-based cultivation technique, it is not suitable for flying sword and bronze ancient lamps. Finally, Lin Haoyang handed the third-order flying sword to Bai Qingyan, and took the bronze ancient lamp, black flag and foundation building puppet. Lin Xuanlin was mainly responsible for stimulating the third-order formation, and the legs of the 3 crypt spider kings were also used by Lin Xuanlin to use one leg as a reward to train 2 flying swords with ice attributes. Now that they had a decision, the 3 of them did not procrastinate, and spent 300 spirit stones to buy a Tier 3 demonic beasts distribution map, and exchange them for 20 medium-grade spirit stones to restore spirit power and drive foundation building puppets. The most important thing is that Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qing started a relationship and borrowed 10 storage bags. Lin Haoyang and the 3 left Qingyunzong and began to march towards the wild border. It took 2 months for the 3 people to come to the area marked on the map. This map depicts a wild area with a length of 8,000 miles and a width of 6,000 miles. There are 21 demonic beasts of Tier 3 and 1 demonic beasts of Tier 4, but demonic beasts often fight for territory. This picture has it may have been inaccurate. For example, the last time they went to catch a cave spider, they happened to encounter a Tier 3 top-grade snake demonic beasts robbing the territory. Therefore, even with a map in hand, Lin Haoyang and the 3 were extremely careful. Although this map identifies 22 Tier 3 demonic beasts, except for the powerful demonic beasts of Tier 3 middle grade and top tier, and demonic beasts around Tier 4 demonic beasts, Lin Haoyang and the others can choose only 7. Place. In order to obtain enough gaps for 9,000 spirit stones, they must hunt 3 to 4 Tier 3 demonic beasts. This is because Lin Haoyang is a Tier 3 refiner. If you want to sell them solely on demonic beast spirit stones, a minimum of 5 to 6 demonic beasts are required. Soon, the three of them had eyebrows. Their first goal was an earth fire flying snake with a lower grade of Tier 3. The three of them are not small. Earth fire flying snake life is on a hill called Fengyang Mountain. The hill is not high, 4 to 500 meters, and there are many fire stones on the mountain, so the temperature on the mountain is very high. Only a few heat-resistant spiritual plants can survive on the mountain, but the value is not great. It took Lin Haoyang 5 or 6 days to get to the vicinity of Fengyang Mountain. Right now, it was noon and the bright day was sky. The earth fire flying snake was lying on the ground flame stone and basking in the sun, absorbing the atmosphere of the earth flame and the ground flame stone together. With the help of the fire of the earth flame stone during the day, the earth flame flying snake's talent and supernatural powers will be increased by 50%, and its strength will reach the level of the 3rd tier intermediate grade. We should come back at night, and then we will be the best. Lin Xuanlin said. Although Lin Xuanlin doesn't know how to be a fairy, she has been involved in various sect missions all the year round, and she has a clear understanding of the habits of these demonic beasts. In the wild, both Lin Haoyang and Bai Qingyan have to listen to her. The sun went down, the night fell, and the anger of Fengyang Mountain dropped by 3 minutes. In the night, the three of Lin Haoyang sneaked in the wilderness and went straight to the earth fire flying snake. When it was still 500 meters away from Fengyang Mountain, the earth fire flying snake finally noticed the movement of the three of them, and suddenly raised its head. The bone spurs on the snake's neck opened, and a piece of bright red flesh was brought up, and the mouth was piercing. ZZ sound. This ZZ sound was like a curse. Lin Haoyang and the three of them were dizzy. Lin Haoyang's divine sense had been nourished by the Jade Fault for many years, and it had become comparable to the foundation building cultivator. In just a few breaths, Lin Haoyang woke up. Looking back at Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan's expressions in pain, Lin Haoyang hummed softly and brought back the hearts of Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan. Seeing that the two of them were fine, Lin Haoyang wiped the storage bag. The foundation building puppet went straight to the earth fire flying snake, while Lin Haoyang urged the ancient bronze lamp to emit a flame and went straight to the earth fire flying snake 7. Away. 4%. Chapter 25. Seeing the flame of the ancient bronze lamp attacking itself, the earth fire flying snake violently urged its poisonous thorn. As soon as the fleshy membrane on the snake's neck wrapped it wrapped the snake's head, 7 inches and other vital positions. When the bronze ancient lamp flame hits on the fleshy membrane, only a layer of scales burned off. The earth fire flying snake absorbs the fire of the earth flame stone all day long. It is inherently fire resistant. When it is burned by the flame, the earth fire flying snake is immediately enraged. With its tail curled up, it violently attacked the three of them with a mouth. A flame of earth flame went straight to the three of them. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang immediately returned to the 3rd order formation, touched the storage bag, the black flag grew in the wind, wrapped the three of them, and hardly received the earth fire flying snake this strike. Hit by the flames of the earth fire flying snake, the black flag was dimmed in spirituality, which shocked Lin Haoyang. At this moment, Lin Xuanlin sacrificed Xuanbing swords and plunged into the eyes of the earth fire flying snake. Bai Qingyan saw the timing and cut the snake's tail. Seeing that the situation was not good, the earth fire flying snake wanted to escape, but Lin Haoyang controlled the foundation building puppet. Hugging the earth fire flying snake. The earth fire flying snake was trapped by the foundation building puppet and couldn't escape. The Xuanbing swords took advantage of the situation to stab the earth fire flying snake's eyes. Bai Qingyan urged the flying sword to cut its tail. Suddenly, the earth fire flying snake was hit hard by the three of them. The earth fire flying snake wanted to use the old tricks to release its natal flame. Lin Xuanlin immediately urged the 3rd order formation to suppress it. The earth fire flying snake had no chance, and Bai Qingyan quickly caught the opportunity and cut it into the 7 inches with a sword, and was finally known for his life. Seeing the earth fire flying snake die, the three of them breathed a sigh of relief. Due to the large number of magic treasures, the three of them were very relaxed, but it was still a bit difficult for Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan to push the 3rd order magical item one after another. At this moment, spirit power consumed almost 50%, and the two of them were not afraid of wasting, so they directly took out the medium-grade spirit stones to restore the spirit power. Lin Haoyang didn't consume much, and directly took on the heavy task of dismantling materials. The snake skin, internal fire sac, and snake bone of the earth fire flying snake can be counted as tier 3 refining materials, which were disassembled and installed by Lin Haoyang one by one. The gall of the earth fire flying snake can also be counted as a third order pill refining material, which can be worth about 400 spirit stones. The snake meat on the earth fire flying snake is also worth 2 to 300 spirit stones, all of which are cut off by Lin Haoyang. A total of 2 storage bags are filled. After Lin Haoyang finished handling the earth fire flying snake, Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan also recovered 70% to 80% spirit power. Seeing the two of them came, Lin Haoyang said, "It is not advisable to stay here for a long time, for fear that other demonic beasts will smell the blood and come. Let's check if there are any spiritual objects on Fengyang Mountain, and then leave immediately." Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan nodded their heads. The three used the foundation building puppets to open the way and quickly turned Fengyang Mountain. Fengyang Mountain has a third-order lower-grade spiritual vein, but it is in a wild place, and the spiritual veins are useless. The three of them turned around and found nothing gratifying. For fear of being besieged by demonic beasts, the three quickly withdrew. Finding a barren hill, Bai Qingyan used flying sword to dug a temporary immortal cave casually, and hid in it for the time being. They decided to fix it first, and then go to the next target in 3 days. 3 days later, Lin Haoyang and the others were dispatched again. This time their goal was a third-order low-grade Shui Yuan rhinoceros. Their talented supernatural power was to turn the surroundings into a swamp and entangle the enemy. With his previous experience, Lin Haoyang used the foundation building puppet to seduce Shui Yuanxi this time. After he rushed out of the lair, he immediately let the foundation building puppet entangle it. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan blocked Shui Yuanxi's back path. Although Shui Yuanxi fought back and turned the surrounding soil into a swamp with his talents and magical powers, although it caused some trouble for Lin Haoyang, he still couldn't escape Lin Haoyang's palm. The ancient bronze lamp sprayed out a flame to trap Shui Yuanxi. The foundation building puppet sneaked to the side of Shui Yuanxi and shattered the heart of Shui Yuanxi with a punch. This battle is a bit simpler than facing the earth fire flying snake. Although there is a black flag guarding him, Lin Haoyang was still confused by Shui Yuanxi's random collision with blood qi. He has to rest for half a month before he can fight again. The foundation building puppet is also in order to entangle Shui Yuanxi. He broke an arm, and his combat power was already less than 50%. This time, Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan didn't consume much, so they were responsible for dismantling demonic beasts. The leather armor and 2 rhino horns of Shui Yuan rhinoceros were considered third-order materials, and they were carefully placed in their storage bags. The amount of flesh and blood is twice that of the earth fire flying snake, and this time it is filled with 3 storage bags. They brought a total of 5 storage bags full of them, and at most they could hunt 2 demonic beasts. They had to return. The 3 of them cleaned up the water rhinoceros and went around its nest. Since an aquatic fruit tree was accidentally found, 4 aquatic fruits are grown on the low tree, and they are all mature now, and 1 aquatic fruit can increase. 5 years of cultivation base, without any side effects. This kind of genius treasure has always been popular. It seems that these aquatic fruits were prepared by Shui Yuanxi for his breakthrough third-order middle grade, but now, they are all cheaper than Lin Haoyang. 1 aquatic fruit is about 300 spirit stones, and 4 aquatic fruits are 1,200 spirit stones, making Lin Haoyang and the others one step closer to the goal of 9,000 spirit stones. However, it is a pity that they are not spiritual planters, and this aquatic fruit tree can only stay here. Otherwise, if it is transplanted back to the Lin family, it will be considered a good source of wealth. This time, the 3 of them had a rest for 20 days before they started to look for their target. With the 6 tier 3 materials on the 2 demonic beasts, Lin Haoyang could probably train 3 to 4 tier 3 magical items, and the price was 4,000 to 5,000 spirit. Around stones, plus aquatic fruit, and 2 tier 3 demonic beasts, Lin Haoyang and the others can complete the task. Soon, Lin Haoyang and the others spent more than 10 days looking for a new target. This time it was a tier 3 thick-armored silver bear. When Lin Haoyang and the others choose their targets, they mostly choose those tier 3 demonic beasts that live alone, so their pressure is much less. If they face the demonic beasts that live in groups like the Dark Moon Grey Wolf, the 3 of them will find it difficult to succeed. However, what Lin Haoyang and the others did not expect was that there was a male, a female and 2 thick-armored silver bears in this thick-armored silver bear's lair. When the 3 of them sent the foundation building puppets to explore, they directly led to 2 thick-armored silver bears. Silver bear. Seeing that there were two thick-armored silver bears here, Lin Haoyang was surprised and wanted to control his mind to withdraw from the foundation building puppet, but the two thick-armored silver bears had already surrounded them and it was difficult to escape. Lin Haoyang couldn't bear the foundation building puppet. If he brought it back, he could repair it, but if he gave up now, it would be the loss of nearly 3,000 spirit stones. Lin Haoyang couldn't bear such a loss. The three exchanged glances and decided to take the risk. These two thick-armored silver bears. Lin Haoyang has the strongest cultivation base and has the most Tier 3 magical items, so Lin Haoyang and the foundation building puppet dealt with a Tier 3 demonic beasts. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan used Tier 3 puppets to deal with one. Lin Haoyang is under the greatest pressure. The foundation building puppet has lost nearly 50% of his strength. He can only play a restraining role on the side. Fortunately, he still has a black flag in his hand, otherwise he really can't stop this Tier 3 thick-armored silver bear. Lin Haoyang's spirit power in his body is equivalent to the cultivator on the first floor of the foundation building because of the Buddha's profound art. It is also the power to spur the third-order magical item, Bufan. The ancient bronze lamp spewed flames, scorching the thick-armored silver bear's hair to black, but the thick-armored silver bear's defensive power was amazing, and Lin Haoyang's attack did not do much damage to it. Lin Haoyang smiled helplessly in his heart, and faced the Tier 3 demonic beasts alone. With his current cultivation base on the 9th floor of the veins, it was still very difficult. Lin Haoyang glanced at Bai Qingyan's battle situation. The two only used Tier 3 formation to contain them. Even with Tier 3 magical item in hand, it is impossible to kill Tier 3 thick-armored silver bear. At this moment, Lin Haoyang and the others are in a bitter battle. Perhaps when they discovered that there were two thick-armored silver bears here, they should immediately abandon the foundation building puppets and retreat, so as not to fall into the current dilemma. 4%. Chapter 26. Finally becomes the first floor. In this situation, Lin Haoyang and the three are in trouble. If they can't think of a way, when Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan's spirit power is exhausted, they can no longer support the third-order formation, and it will be the moment when the three are defeated. There was a trace of madness in Lin Haoyang's eyes. Although it is impossible to break through the foundation building at this moment, he is only a short distance from fully transforming spirit power. Lin Haoyang touched his storage bag, and two aquatic fruits appeared in his hands. Lin Haoyang snapped a mouthful of two. The aquatic fruit was swallowed by it. Two aquatic fruits entered Lin Haoyang's mouth and immediately turned into a pure spirit power. This spirit power surged in and directly stabbed Lin Haoyang's dantian. With such a large influx of spirit power, Lin Haoyang felt a tingling sensation in meridians all over his body. But at this moment, the thick-armored silver bear seemed to feel the same danger, and rushed towards Lin Haoyang frantically. Seeing that the situation was not good, Lin Haoyang bit his tongue abruptly, urged the black flag to defend himself. At this moment, Lin Haoyang's body was like a raging wave over the river, and the Buddha Xuanzhen art was automatically activated, constantly turning the huge spirit power brought by the aquatic fruit into black gradually, and the concentration of spirit power in Lin Haoyang's body became purer and purer. Until a moment, the black spirit power in Lin Haoyang's body seemed to reach a critical point and could no longer be transformed. The remaining aquatic fruit spirit power was forced out of the body by these black spirit power and dissipated in the air. Luo Suyang is now a bottle filled with water. If he doesn't break through the foundation building, even if he takes a lot of genius treasures, the spirit power in his body cannot be increased by the slightest, but fortunately, the first layer of the Buddha's profound art has finally broken through. When breaking through the first level of the Buddha's profound technique, a row of golden words appeared in Lin Haoyang's mind. This is a magic technique attached to the first layer of the Buddha's profound realm, soul fixing. The casting of the soul-fixing spell requires a powerful divine sense as support. Lin Haoyang was nourished by the jade fault when he was young, with a strong soul and a powerful divine sense. After seeing the power of soul concentration, Lin Haoyang was shocked. This spell could withstand the soul for a short time. Divine soul is the root of everything. Whether it is a cultivator or demonic beasts, once the divine soul is immobilized, it will fall into a state of perplexity and can no longer control the physical identity. According to Lin Haoyang's current spirit strength, he could hold the thick-armored silver bear's 3-breath time. This 3-breath time was the only chance Lin Haoyang could fight back. Boom. Finally, at this moment, the black banner finally could not withstand the attack of the thick-armored silver bear, and the aura was dim and completely destroyed. At this moment, the thick-armored silver bear is very angry, seeing that he can kill the human of damn it, but the black flag has been blocking it. It consumed a lot of energy, and even used the talented magical power to break the stone claws. Black Banner. The black flag can last so long because of the black spirit power that Lin Haoyang has integrated into the black flag, which makes it much stronger than the general third order inferior defense magical item. Seeing this damn human being right in front of his eyes, the thick-armored silver bear could no longer hold back the anger in his heart, and the gravel claws went straight to Lin Haoyang. Seeing that the bear's claws were about to fall on top of his head, Lin Haoyang stood still and motionless, as if he were still standing still. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan watched this scene, and their hearts were already half to death. They thought that Lin Haoyang was out of spirit power, and was so scared by the thick-armored silver bear that he was so scared that he could not move. Haoyang! Haoyang! The two women screamed frantically, wanting to wake Lin Haoyang a little bit of consciousness. If it hadn't been for them to earn spirit stones, Lin Haoyang would not end up like this. The two women couldn't help the spirit power in their hands, and the three flying swords madly attacked the thick-armored silver bear in front of them. For a while, they suppressed the third-tier thick-armored silver bear, but this was all temporary. Wait for the two women. Spirit power is exhausted, and it is not the opponent of the thick-armored silver bear in the end. On Lin Haoyang's side, the spirit power of the Buddha Xuanzhenju was madly urged to gather the own divine sense at one point. When the paws of the thick-armored silver bear were above Lin Haoyang's head and the length of his arms, Lin Haoyang suddenly opened his eyes, as if there was something in his eyes. Chaos Star. At the moment of opening his eyes, a divine sense with a hint of chaos rushed into the mind of the thick-armored silver bear. Demonic Beasts was born with a bad spirit. Although Lin Haoyang had just mastered this spell and directly beat the spirit of the thick-armored silver bear into a state of confusion, the thick-armored silver bear was also fixed in place and motionless. Lin Haoyang forcefully suppressed the weakness of the soul, sacrificed a tiger blade, and pierced the thick-armored silver bear with a knife. When it was stirred, it smashed the thick-armored silver bear. It was the brain and finally solved the crisis. Seeing the thick-armored silver bear suddenly standing motionless, Lin Haoyang smashed his brain. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan looked dumbfounded. Even the other thick-armored silver bear felt terrified and did not dare to stay at all. Entangled with the two women, and ran away, obviously intending to abandon this lair spiritual vein. Seeing the thick-armored silver bear fleeing, the two women did not chase, but rushed to Lin Haoyang in anxious manner. The two men forced spirit power to injure their vitality and blood. At this moment meridians also exuded bursts of tingling, but the two did not shout, so as not to worry Lin Haoyang again. Haoyang, how are you? Bai Qingyan ran over and hugged Lin Haoyang and asked anxiously. Lin Xuanlin stood aside. Her heart was concerned, but she was also a little uncomfortable. How she wanted to hold Lin Haoyang at this moment, it was her. Lin Haoyang forcibly endured the sting of the soul, and said, "It's okay. I will stay here for a long time. I will rest for a while. You will clean up this thick-armored silver bear first. I will talk about it when I go back." After speaking, Lin Haoyang's expression changed again, and he said carefully, "I think there must be treasures in this thick-armored silver bear's lair, otherwise there won't be two thick-armored silver bears. Wait for you to clean up. Go and explore before you go back." After finishing speaking, Lin Haoyang touched the tears on Bai Qingyan's face and told them not to worry. After taking a medicine pills for healing, Lin Haoyang began to recover. The two women also agreed with Lin Haoyang's guess, so they hurriedly dismantled the thick-armored silver bear, so as not to wait for the thick-armored silver bear to be killed again. In fact, the two were also seriously injured, but they are always weaker than Lin Haoyang's spirit. Much stronger. However, what the two of them didn't see was that the yuk on Lin Haoyang's chest shone faintly, constantly soothing Lin Haoyang's soul, making Lin Haoyang feel very comfortable. Just now, he was using his own soul to regret the thick-armored silver bear, so he was so weak. At this moment, he was nourished by the jade fault. Lin Haoyang felt that he would be able to recover in 2 months. This made Lin Haoyang let out a sigh of relief, otherwise he had to delay refining magical item, or his thoughts this time would be wasted. After half an hour, the two women finished processing and sorted out a pair of bear teeth, a pair of bear claws, and a bear skin, 3 pieces of tier 3 refining material, and a tier 3 pill refining material bear bile, all of which are not comparable to flesh and blood. There is little water and 3 storage bags. Counting it down, Lin Haoyang used 8 of the 10 storage bags they brought, which is a good harvest. With 9 third-order materials, it depends on Lin Haoyang's ability to practice several magical items. After half an hour of rest, Lin Haoyang also felt much better, and the 3 hurried to the den of the thick-armored silver bear. The nest of the thick-armored silver bear is an immortal cave, which is very large, about 100 meters in depth, and the innermost sun can no longer shine. Fortunately, there are some special ores on the rock wall. Although there is no spirit power fluctuation, it is like a night pearl. The same can emit light. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang's eyes brightened. If it could be developed, it would be considered a good mineral, which could bring some benefits to the family. When the three of them walked to the bottom of the cave, a burst of purple light attracted the three of them. This is a purple stone with wisps of lavender spirit power. It is because of this purple spirit power that the thick-armored silver bear is willing to stay in one place. Lin Haoyang and the three people suddenly shrank when seeing these lavender spirit powers. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyun were also shocked. Obviously they all knew this thing. Purple. Xianjing. 2. 5%. Chapter 27 Foundation Building. It's no wonder that the three of you were so surprised. It's that the value of this thing is too amazing. If there is a purple cloud crystal vein here, even Qingyun head teacher will lose his attitude here. Xianjing is a special spar, which contains a special scent of cosmic air. This ray of cosmic air is of great help to the cultivator golden core. It can increase the chance of golden core by 50%. Among the spirits that helped golden core, Xianjing is the best thing people know now. The value of a piece of Xianjing is almost 100,000 spirit stones, and there is still a market and priceless. Xianjing mineral vein is also a sect's foundation. With purple cloud crystal, you can continuously cultivate the golden core cultivator. Only the rich sect can attract cultivator to join. The two women cast inquiring glances at Lin Haoyang, obviously undecided. Lin Haoyang thought about it and said, "This place is close to the wilderness, and there are also tier 4 demonic beasts guarded by it. It is impossible for us to occupy this place to develop Xianjing. The only way now is to inform Xian sect of this news and let Xian sect develop it, and we can also take the opportunity to ask for it. Some benefits. Although this method is very detrimental, it basically gives the big head to Qingyunzong, but the two girls have no better way. When the wasteland reclamation season arrives, even if the three of them all have the foundation building, the Lin and Bai family will not be able to keep it here. Moreover, leaving the shelter of the Azure Cloud sect, the two families couldn't stand on the border at all." With a decision, the three of them hurriedly left here. The escaping thick-armored silver bear is always a hidden danger. If it returns, it will bring other tier 3 demonic beasts. Based on the current state of the three, they are not opponents at all. The three cautiously left the thick-armored silver bear lair. At the border between Wilderness and Azure Cloud sect, Lin Haoyang stopped, looked at the two women, and said solemnly, "Qingyun, Zan Lan, I plan to break through the foundation building here." Lin Haoyang's words were shocking and shocked the two women. Without the help of the foundation building, the chance of the cultivator succeeding in the foundation building is only 1 in 30. Often, only when there is nowhere to go, the cultivator will choose to take risks to attack the foundation building. Haoyang, you are not kidding. If you have something unspeakable, let you take the foundation building pill that you have exchanged this time. Lin Xuanlin said. Lin Haoyang shook his head. It was obvious that the two had misunderstood the meaning of own. After that, Lin Haoyang informed them of the fact that he had accidentally obtained the true art of the Buddha, but Yuk was too bizarre and was hidden by Lin Haoyang. After hearing this story, the two women looked at each other. They didn't expect that there was such a superb cultivation technique in the world. They recalled the scene where Lin Haoyang killed a thick silver bear inexplicably before, and Lin Haoyang's strong and abnormal spirit power. There was some faith in the two of them. If it hadn't been for the Buddha's profound art that seemed to be engraved in his mind, other people would not be able to insight at all, otherwise Lin Haoyang would also pass on the Buddha's profound art to the two women. After some explanation and assurance, the two women decided to protect Lin Haoyang and let them impact the foundation building environment. In fact, Lin Haoyang chose the current breakthrough foundation building for 3 reasons. First, after breaking through the foundation building, Lin Haoyang's control of spirit power and earth fire will be improved. When the third order magical item is refined, the success rate will increase by several %. Second, with the foundation building cultivation base, they can also have more say and resources on the matter of Xianjing. Thirdly, the profound realm of the Buddha is very illegal, and Lin Haoyang is afraid that it will cause unnecessary trouble. Finding a barren hill on the barren border, and opening up a temporary immortal cave at random, Lin Haoyang started closed-door training breakthrough. Although there is no spiritual vein here, there are more than a dozen medium-grade spirit stones and 2 aquatic fruits on the 3 of them, and the spirit power supplement is completely sufficient. From congealing the veins to the foundation building is to gather and penetrate the whole body of meridians, condense on Dantian, and use Dantian as the center of spirit power. The most dangerous thing in this process is to reshape Dantian. If there is no foundation building Dan to repair Dantian, there are very few people can withstand the force of fragmentation. Lin Haoyang's Dantian has long been transformed by the black spirit power. Even if it is shattered and recast, the black spirit power will be quickly repaired. The black spirit power has the same effect as the foundation building Dan. Lin Haoyang penetrated his spirit power into the meridians all over his body, and then followed the meridians to connect all of his meridians, and finally merged into the Dantian. With the meridians together, the meridians near Dantian have begun to feel tingling. This is because the meridians are overloaded. After 2 days, Lin Haoyang finally gathered the meridians all over the Dantian. At this moment, the spirit power in the meridians rushed into Dantian like a catharsis. Dantian, a 9-layer cultivator, is like a bottle full of water. If you want to break through the foundation building, you have to break the bottle and recast it. If this process can't hold up, the cultivator will be like a broken bottle. The bloodline will also shatter together, and the cultivator itself will not survive. It is precisely because the foundation building is dangerous and unusual that the senior cultivator has spent countless efforts to develop the foundation building Dan, so that the cultivator's path will be smooth. Before he knew it, Lin Haoyang came to the step of fragmenting Dantian. Lin Haoyang's Dantian is very sturdy. Lin Haoyang hit several times before he could break through the original Dantian. At the moment Dantian broke, Lin Haoyang felt a heartache, but Lin Haoyang did not dare to run the slightest spirit power blocking. As the black spirit power ran across Dantian, Lin Haoyang's Dantian area gradually expanded, waiting to be expanded to the end. Dantian's area has been expanded by about 5 times. As Dantian's tearing stopped, the black spirit power began to repair the damaged Dantian, playing the same role as the foundation building Dan. This process took a long time, and Lin Haoyang did not know how much time had passed since the closed-door training breakthrough. I don't know how long it has passed. Lin Haoyang's Dantian finally recovered under the restoration of the black spirit power. If Lin Haoyang's Dantian was a sea bowl before, Lin Haoyang's Dantian is now a big tank, and the stored spirit power is simply not the same. The expansion of Dantian also made the original spirit power not enough to see. Coupled with the consumption of fragmented Dantian, there is not much spirit power left in Lin Haoyang's body. At this moment, Lin Haoyang crushed all 18 middle-grade spirit stones at the same time, and suddenly a violent spirit power poured into Lin Haoyang's Dantian, replenishing the spirit power that was nearly exhausted. With the reoperation of spirit power in Dantian, the process of Lin Haoyang's breakthrough foundation building has basically ended. In the end, Lin Haoyang still did not swallow the 2 aquatic fruits. He wanted to leave it to Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan to consolidate the cultivation base when they broke through the foundation building. Feeling the vastness and abundant spirit power of Dantian, Lin Haoyang was delighted. He has been practicing Taoism since he was 6 years old. It has been almost 20 years since he finally succeeded in foundation building and became a foundation building cultivator. A little self-preservation. With this joy, Lin Haoyang once again opened the door of Immortal Cave, which had been in the dust for a long time. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan were already worried outside the door, and Lin Haoyang had been in closed-door training for more than a month. During the period, Lin Haoyang's closed-door training's Immortal Cave had a vision, a black cloud, and there were many unknown foreign objects and weird people in it. But Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan don't know what they are, and this is the special feature of Lin Haoyang's cultivation technique. However, Lin Haoyang's success in the breakthrough foundation building situation still made the 2 women feel incredible. There is really a cultivation technique that can succeed without the foundation building Dan breakthrough. This is a 1 in 30 chance. If you let Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan try not to use it now during the breakthrough of foundation building, the 2 of them didn't have a trace of confidence. Since the Lin Haoyang foundation building was successful, the 3 of them did not stay too much, and rushed back to Qingyunzong at the fastest speed. The 3 of them did not say anything, very low-key, quietly removing the flesh and blood of the 3-headed Tier 3 demonic beasts, snake, gall and bear. Dan was sold, but these materials were replaced by Lin Haoyang as auxiliary materials for refining magical item. Now Lin Haoyang has a total of 9 Tier 3 materials. Lin Haoyang rented the Earth Fire room again to start refining Tier 3 magical items, desperately making money. When Lin Haoyang refined the magical item, Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan sold the foundation building puppets that had broken their arms. Unexpectedly, there is a golden core elder in sect who happened to be studying the art of puppets. I heard that there was a foundation building puppet in the hands of the two. Although he had a broken arm, he was only used for research, which had little effect. In the end, I actually bought it for 2,000 spirit stones. Next, it is more than 9 months of refining time. 5%. Chapter 28 Conspiracy. For 9 months, Lin Haoyang stayed in the Earth Fire Room to refine the third order magical item. Due to the breakthrough foundation building, Lin Haoyang's spirit power was about 5 times more than before. The spirit power cultivated by Futu Xuanzhenju is very special, more condensed than ordinary spirit power. Even if compared with the cultivator on the third floor of the foundation building, Lin Haoyang can still stay the same. As a result, Lin Haoyang's control of earth fire and spirit power has also taken a step forward, making his ascension rate of refining tools by about 30%, 9 pieces of third-order materials, and finally 7 pieces by Lin Haoyang. Among them, Lin Haoyang is most proud of a shield made of thick-armored silver bear leather armor. Lin Haoyang has seen the defense of thick-armored silver bear before, and the bronze ancient lamp is very difficult to damage it, so this magical item is no better than ordinary. The third-tier mid-level defense magical item is bad. Although Lin Haoyang's refining technique has given Lin Haoyang a great ascension this time, Lin Haoyang felt exhausted because of the continuous effort to refine magical item. After that, the task of selling magical item was also given to the 2 women to complete. Although there are a lot of 7 third-order magical items, it is now in a special period. Many foundation building cultivators want to exchange for a handy magical item. Even some wealthy 9-tier cultivators want to exchange for some magical items and magical items close to the body. Therefore, as soon as the outlets of the 7 magical item training were released, many cultivators came to buy them. Because of Lin Haoyang's exquisite refining techniques, the magical item trained was also powerful, and many people started wanting Lin Haoyang to help. The thought of making magical item. Within 10 days, the 7 magical items refined by Lin Haoyang were sold out, especially the armor shield refined from the thick silver bear leather armor, which sold for a high price of 2,000 spirit stones, and other magical items were similar. For the price of 1,200 spirit stones, these 7 magical items just sold 9,200 spirit stones, filling the gap. At this moment, the Azure Cloud sect released the news that 1 month later, the furnace will be open to refine the foundation building pill. The foundation building pill is only a third-tier medicine pill of high grade, but its refining methods are expensive and it is not easier to refine than the 4th-tier medicine pill. Qingyunzong has only one 4th-order top-grade pill refining master Xiao Yikai, but sect has made foundation building pills for many years. The rate of pill refining for foundation building pills is very high, and generally can reach about 80%. In other words, you can generally practice 8 foundation building dans, that is, there are 8 places that can be exchanged for foundation building dans. Before Lin Haoyang had to take care of Zuo Qianji, he could use spirit stones to exchange for a foundation building pill first, and there were only 7 left, plus some elder interference, so he could have a chance for his apprentices and descendants. The number of foundation building dans used for redemption is around 3 to 4. Although Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan have no great achievements, Bai Qingyan is a different spiritual roots cultivator and Qingyan sect. At the same time, he has gathered 10,000 disciples of spirit stones. Spiritual roots are given priority to exchange for foundation building dan. What Lin Haoyang didn't expect was that Xiao Yikai, who made the foundation building dan, and Ma's ancestor Ma Fengyu were close friends. Although Xiao Yikai was in control of the quota decision, Ma Fengyu still used some methods. Lin Haoyang had Zuo Qianji's instructions to the 2 of them. I dare not do anything, but Bai Qingyan can exchange for foundation building dan to do something. 1 month passed quickly, and Xiao Yi opened the furnace to refine the foundation building dan. 3 days later, Xiao Yi had practiced 7 foundation building dan. The rate of success can only be said to be normal. However, what Lin Haoyang did not expect was that Bai Qingyan could not be exchanged for the foundation building dan. Although she had enough spirit stones and was a different spiritual roots cultivator, she could not resist Ma Fengyu and Xiao Yikai's 2 golden core elder plans. What? Of the 7 foundation building dans, Lin Haoyang took 1, and the golden core elder inside the door decided to take 3. The remaining 3 were for everyone to compete. 2 of them were taken by 2 disciples of the same spiritual roots. As for the last one, just said something. This person is only the 2nd spiritual roots cultivator, and he is more than 50 years old. This person is just a disciple of the first foundation building cultivator in the clan and has no major background at all. Lin Haoyang understood when he thought about it. There must be someone making trouble, otherwise sect would not be able to give this person the opportunity of a foundation building with a better spiritual roots in a younger age. The reason Xiao Yikai gave was that Bai Qingyan was young and could wait for 10 years to be able to foundation building, but that person was already in his 50s and was about to miss the best foundation building age, so he first exchanged for foundation building Dan. What to do? Qingyan failed to exchange for the foundation building pill. If you wait another 10 years, it will affect the path. Lin Xuanlin worried. Bai Qingyan also frowned slightly. These days, she also used the relationship of the Bai family in the Qingyan sect, only knowing that Ma Fengyu, the ancestor of the Ma family, had visited Xiao Yikai and the two were close friends. Obviously, this matter cannot be separated from Ma Fengyu involved. Luo Suyang's eyes narrowed slightly, and he had already determined that this was Ma Tianyu's deception. He cut off a foundation building cultivator in the Ma family, and he would certainly not let him go easily. Finally, Lin Haoyang decided to leak the news of the Xianjing mineral vein in advance, and strive for one Dan foundation building. The three of them didn't stay at all, and went straight to Immortal Cave where the head teacher Zuo Qianji was in Qingyan Haoshan. Ma Fengyu got the news. Although he knew that the three of them wanted to go to head teacher to file a complaint, he was not afraid at all. He really did not believe that head teacher would turn his face with him, the Golden Core Elder, for a pulse cultivator. Just a few reprimands. Lin Haoyang and the three people came to Zuo Qianji's Immortal Cave and were blocked by a doorman, saying that Zuo Qianji was in closed-door training at the moment and should not be disturbed. Lin Haoyang obviously had foreseen it a long time ago, and immediately said, "Please, fellow Taoist, report to head teacher that we have found a vein of purple cloud crystal." The door boy was a little unconcerned at first, but when he heard of the purple cloud crystal vein, the door boy's expression changed greatly. The matter was too serious. He was not in the slightest. Even if Lin Haoyang lied, he also had a head teacher. Reprimanded, the doorman hurriedly walked into Immortal Cave. However, at the time of a stick of incense, there was a vibration from Immortal Cave. Obviously Zuo Qianji had heard of the Xianjing mineral vein and ended the closed-door training ahead of schedule. It is obviously a taboo to interrupt the closed-door training. Lin Haoyang would not be so adventurous. Zuo Qianji walked out of Immortal Cave, with a hint of joy on his face, and said, "What you said is true." When his eyes swept across Lin Haoyang, a strange light flashed in his eyes. He didn't expect Lin Haoyang to be in the foundation building, but he didn't ask much at this moment, obviously paying more attention to the news of the Xianjing mineral vein. The words and sentences are true. Never dare to deceive the ancestors, but the size of the veins cannot be judged yet. Lin Haoyang said calmly. Zuo Qianji nodded, and Lin Haoyang's words made Zuo Qianji believe even more. "Where is the vein?" Zuo Qianji continued to ask. Suddenly, Lin Haoyang showed a trace of embarrassment on his face. As Zuo Qianji is the respected teacher, Lin Haoyang couldn't see it with this careful thought, and smiled and said, "Just say what you want, if it's not too much. I promise you all." With Zuo Qianji's assurance, a trace of resentment flashed across Lin Haoyang's face, saying, "Lord head teacher, please, my companion Bai Qingyan finally made up enough spirit stones and a different spiritual roots cultivator. Originally, I wanted to exchange for a foundation building Dan, but I didn't expect the last foundation building Dan was actually redeemed by the second spiritual roots cultivator in his 50s. One step in the path of cultivating the path, one step faster means step by step. We are quiet and can't talk to Xiao Elder, so we have to ask Master Head Teacher." Quote. Listening to this, Zuo Qianji's complexion changed. Lin Haoyang said that the incident was neither big nor small. For Lin himself, this incident was not enough to alarm him, but for Lin Haoyang's companion, this is the big thing about Daodu. "Don't worry, I'll send an order for Xiao Yi to come here first, and you can talk about your other requirements first." Zuo Qianji said. He hadn't thought that such a small matter could be worth a purple cloud crystal vein. Lin Haoyang felt relieved after seeing Zuo Qianji's biography and Xiao Yikai, and continued. "This spiritual vein was discovered by Lin Bai's family together. I think if Xianjing is opened in the future, let us take one piece first, and then it will all belong to sect. However, our Lin Bai family has achieved it in Qingyan sect. The disciples of Golden Core have the right of priority to redeem." Having said this, Lin Haoyang didn't continue. Lin Haoyang didn't have many conditions, but appeared to be very few. If someone else would definitely ask for shares in the Xianjing vein. But Lin Haoyang didn't do this. First, there was something to ask Zhuo Qianji. Second, he asked Zhuo Qianji to take care of Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan a little bit more. The priority of exchange was won by Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan. Okay, I promise you. 5%. Chapter 29 Leveraging Force. Zhuo Qianji smiled and agreed. Lin Haoyang's condition was not actually a condition at all. Although the early investment in mining that Xianjing vein was large, whether Xianjing was given to the Lin Bai family or stayed in the Qingyan sect, the Lin Bai family as vassals of the Qingyan sect were the strengths of the enhanced Qingyan sect. Lin Haoyang sees this very thoroughly. Lin Haoyang did this to make Zhuo Qianji owe them a favor that is worth a vein. Neither Lin Bai's family has a golden core cultivator. If they encounter a crisis of genocide, they have this favor. Can spend it safely. Neither Lin Haoyang nor Zhuo Qianji made the matter confessed, but Zhuo Qianji still rewarded Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan each with 10,000 points for their contribution. This is for others to see. It is to let the disciples of sect know that as long as you are loyal to and contribute to sect will not treat you badly. Soon, Xiao Yi arrived. He received Zhuo Qianji's sound transmission note and looked confused. At this time, what was going on with Zhuo Qianji summoning him? He didn't expect that Lin Haoyang and the three would have the energy to ask Zhuo Qianji. When he came to Zhuo Qianji Immortal Cave and saw Lin Haoyang and the three of them, his expression changed immediately. He gave Bai Qingyan the opportunity to exchange for foundation building Dan. At this moment, seeing the Lord, of course, was a little guilty, not to mention Zhuo Qianji still here. Xiao Yi bite the bullet and walked to the front of the hall, saying, Xiao Yikai, I have seen head teacher, but I don't know what head teacher asked me to do. Lin Haoyang laughed mockingly at the corner of his mouth. It was obvious that Xiao Yi just wanted to fish in troubled waters, thinking that he did not have enough energy to make Zhuo Qianji force himself. However, what Xiao Yi greeted was Zhuo Qianji's head-on rebuke. Xiao Yikai, as sect elder, you, disregarding the rules, faked your business for personal gain, and exchanged the foundation building Dan that originally belonged to Bai Qingyan to someone else. Is there such a thing? Hearing Zhuo Qianji's reprimand, Xiao Yikai's expression changed wildly. He couldn't think of how Lin Haoyang invited Zhuo Qianji. Does the Lin family have other backgrounds? Although I thought so in my heart, but my lips said. Returning to head teacher, I also thought about it again and again, but Joji is 54 years old. If I can't get the foundation building Dan this time, I am afraid that there will be no chance of foundation building for life. Bai Qingyan is only in her 20s. Even if it is delayed for 10 years, foundation building is inevitable. If you exchange the foundation building Dan for the weekly quarter, you can also give sect an additional foundation building cultivator. After some consideration, the foundation building Dan will be redeemed. For Joji, if the head wants to be punished, Yi Kai is willing to receive the punishment. Quote. When Lin Haoyang heard this, his eyelids twitched, and Xiao Yi was really not so easy to deal with. After his remarks, even if Zhuo Qianji wanted to punish him, he could not get too much handle. After all, they were also Qingyunzong. Consider, I hope to train one more foundation building cultivator. Especially now that the wasteland reclamation season is just around the corner, sect will have more chances if he has more strength, but he doesn't know how much Lin Haoyang has paid. Sure enough, Zhuo Qianji opened the mouth and said, sect has sect's rules. If everyone is like you, sect is not fair at all. How can you convince your disciples? You just want to add an additional foundation building for sect, but have you ever thought about it? This will make sect disciples discouraged. Sect is in trouble. Will they do their best for sect? Peace can be enjoyed. Can we share adversity? This time you have taken Bai Qingyan's foundation building pill, so next time I take away your chance of having a baby. Quote. Hearing Zhuo Qianji's words, Xiao Yi's expression changed drastically. Obviously, it was Zhuo Qianji who was threatening him. Don't take too much authority. Sect is still in charge. Xiao Yi touched the storage bag, took out a jade box from it, and said respectfully. It's because of my narrow vision. Please head teacher to punish me. This is the foundation building that I have saved for many years. I hope to make up for my mistakes. On the side, Bai Qingyan was so shocked that she covered her little mouth. She didn't expect that the aloft golden core elder would actually take out a foundation building pill to plead guilty. Seeing Xiao Yikai so decisive, Lin Haoyang still secretly admires this person, and will try not to offend this person in the future. When Zuo Qianji saw Xiao Yi took out a foundation building pill, he nodded and said, Qingyan, accept this foundation building Dan. This is Xiao Elder's wish. In addition, I told Sect that no matter what, Sect will not be unfair. Quote. As soon as Bai Qingyan wanted to step forward, Lin Haoyang walked up to Xiao Yikai one step ahead of time, cupped hands said. Also please Xiao Elder don't blame it. This matter is related to the way of the companion, so I have come to see the leader. If Xiao Yikai could not understand Lin Haoyang's meaning, he obviously wanted to resolve this grievance. Although he did not give up the foundation building Dan, he did not understand the relationship between Lin Haoyang and Zuo Qianji. He had heard before that Zuo Qianji had also reconciled the battle between Lin and Ma's two families. After thinking about it, he still decided not to grudge against Lin Haoyang. As for the loss of this foundation building Dan, of course he asked Ma Fengyu to come back. Haha, my little friend has been worrying a lot. I still didn't do this fair enough. This foundation building Dan will be regarded as an apologize. With that said, Xiao Yi just delivered the foundation building Dan to Lin Haoyang. Lin Haoyang did not decline, but took the foundation building Dan with a smile. After Xiao Yi left, Zuo Qianji also announced the incident to Qingyunzong, and immediately won the hearts of many people. He felt that Zuo Qianji's actions were very fair, but this was all a second story. Lin Haoyang didn't stay too much. After going through ups and downs this time, he finally got 2 foundation building Dans. Now he wants to go back and protect the 2 of them in the breakthrough foundation building realm. This time, the 3 of them did not return to Lin Xuanlin's immortal cave, but went to Bai Qingyan's immortal cave. Bai Qingyan's master was a foundation building late-stage cultivator. Immortal cave was built on a 3rd-order high-grade spiritual vein. The breakthrough here is better. Lin Xuanlin immortal cave is better. It was also the first time for Lin Haoyang to come to Bai Qingyan's immortal cave and to Bai Qingyan's boudoir. A red glow appeared on Bai Qingyan's face. Soon, Lin Xuanlin also opened a temporary immortal cave next to Bai Qingyan's immortal cave, so as not to interfere with each other together. The 2 women were anxious, made some preparations and immediately started closed-door training. Lin Haoyang stayed in the immortal cave and stayed in one step. At the time of the closed-door training of the 2 women, Zuo Qianji issued an order. Half a year later, the Azure Cloud sect released his troops to the wild border to seize the territory of a Tier 4 demonic beasts. The demonic beasts on the wild frontier have complex forces. If you want to mine amethyst cloud crystal with peace of mind, you must establish a 4th-order formation on the purple cloud crystal vein, allowing the golden core cultivator to stay for a long time. If you want the golden core cultivator to be stationed, you also need to cultivate the 4th-order spiritual veins, all of which must be taken from the hands of the wild demonic beasts. In addition to the entrenched Tier 4 demonic beasts, there are also Tier 4 demonic beasts in the nearby territory. They must be expelled and killed. The most important thing is that these Tier 4 demonic beasts are all subordinates of Tier 5 demonic beasts, and Tier 4 must be slaughtered. Demonic beasts will surely alarm Tier 5 demonic beasts, so the Azure Cloud sect must be prepared. This time, Qingyan Zhizong not only selected 5 golden core elders from sect, 40 foundation building disciples, and 1,000 cultivators. It also selected 10 foundation building cultivators and 200 cultivators from the 4 foundation building families in Xinjiang County and the 3 major rogue cultivators in the Qingyan sect. In addition to personnel mobilization, various spirit meters, spirit stones, formation materials, are all being prepared in large numbers. The Lin family also wants to send a foundation building cultivator and 30 condensing veins cultivator. Patriarch Lin Qianlong personally led the team. The news of Lin Haoyang's success in the foundation building has been passed back to his family, which immediately aroused the excitement of the Lin family. Unexpectedly, after many years, the family once again had 2 foundation building cultivators, and the Lin family will barely be able to cope with problems in the future. 5%. Chapter 30. The soldiers are savagely. A month after Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan closed the door training, a roar suddenly came from the immortal cave. Listen carefully again, it came from Bai Qingyan. Bai Qingyan is a different spiritual roots cultivator. The breakthrough foundation building is simpler than Lin Xuanlin. Bai Qingyan succeeded in the foundation building, and Lin Haoyang's worries were put down in half. Although Bai Qingyan was successful in the foundation building, she did not rush to come out. Instead, she took the opportunity to swallow the aquatic fruit and began to consolidate the realm. A day later, there was a roar from Lin Xuanlin's temporary immortal cave, which obviously succeeded in the foundation building. At this point, Lin Haoyang's hanging heart was finally relieved. Like Bai Qingyan, Lin Xuanlin did not choose to leave the customs immediately, but took aquatic fruit to consolidate realm. 3 days later, the gate of Bai Qingyan's immortal cave opened, and Bai Qingyan stepped out of her steps. She had already arrived at the foundation building and made another big step on the road. How is it? Is the breakthrough going well? Lin Haoyang hurriedly stepped forward and asked. With the experience you told me, I made some preparations early. Fortunately, I didn't have any risks. Later, there was aquatic fruit to consolidate the cultivation base. At this moment, Dantian has stabilized. Bai Qingyan said. Lin Haoyang nodded in relief. At this moment, Lin Xuanlin also walked out of Immortal Cave, but her face was a little pale, and she seemed to have suffered a bit when she recast Dantian. Lin Haoyang and Bai Qingyan hurriedly stepped forward to support Lin Xuanlin, and Lin Haoyang asked. How about it? Splitting Dantian's pain was still a bit beyond my expectation, and he almost didn't resist it. Fortunately, the foundation building Dan repaired Dantian in time, otherwise this time. Lin Xuanlin said. At this moment, Lin Xuanlin still had some fear in her heart. Dantian's fear of shattering from the inside almost destroyed her will. Fortunately, Lin Haoyang told her that she should not be distracted at this time and keep her mind. When Dantian stopped breaking, he would take foundation building Dan. Without Lin Haoyang's guidance, Lin Xuanlin might have broken the foundation building this time. Recently, Sect has been preparing for the attack on the wild, and there is nothing important for them to deal with. Now, the three of them have a good rest. Both Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan have become foundation building cultivators, and they are eligible to reselect a third-order spiritual vein belonging to own as the private immortal cave in Sect. After some discussions, the two decided to live in one place. Anaphoric. The three of them ran to the General Affairs Hall, and finally chose a relatively remote mountain range. The main peak of the mountain is called Zufeng Mountain. There is a sea of bamboo on the mountain. The environment is quiet and remote. It is also a good place. Although it is only a third-order lower-grade spiritual vein, it can stay inhabited after being well cultivated. There is a 10-acre spiritual field behind the bamboo sea, apparently cultivated by Sect. Lin Haoyang originally wanted to grow spiritual rice. However, Bai Qingyan stopped him and said that he was going to plant elixir. As a pill refining teacher, of course he had to cultivate his own elixir garden. Since he chose to settle here, he must have a home. In this regard, Lin Haoyang could only give up in Shanshan. It was too troublesome and time-consuming to reopen the spiritual field. Now that the Wild War is about to start, he has to rearm himself. The previous Black Banner was destroyed, and the power of the ancient bronze lamp was a little weaker. He wanted to re-refining a set of 3 talent swords. In addition, Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan also lacked magical item defense in their hands, and had shortcomings. This time, with the 20,000 contribution points awarded by the 1,000 opportunities, and the 10,000 spirit stones saved for the purchase of the foundation building Dan, Lin Haoyang and the others now have 30,000 spirit stones in their hands. Of course, they have to arm themselves. As a result, everyone went to the treasure pavilion again. Since the 2 women were already in the foundation building, the 3 of them were able to enter the 3rd floor of the treasure pavilion. The 3rd floor is much smaller than the 2nd, but they are all good things. Lin Haoyang's eyes shined straight when he was looking at it. After half an hour of shopping, Lin Haoyang's eyes lit up and he took a fancy to a 5-element stone, but to his surprise, this 5-element stone was only rated as a 3rd-order low-grade material. You know, in the Miaoqi Baiji, but it is listed as the top grade of the 3rd-order gem. A piece of defensive magical item is recorded in the magical solution. Based on the 5-element stone, 5 elements materials can be smelted to make a set of 5 elements shield armor. This 5 elements shield is an extremely rare set of defense magical item, and each 5 elements shield is a 3rd-order inferior defense magical item. However, the 5 shields and armors are combined into one, and the 5 people are mobilized together, and its defense is no less than the 3rd-tier top-level defense magical item. Although the magic weapon solution is based on the 5-element stone of Tier 3 top grade, it can create a defensive magical item no less than Tier 4, but now Lin Haoyang's crafting technique is not that step, and can only use Tier 3 lower grade. Defensively replaced, and chose 5 elements materials, Lin Haoyang only then began to look for materials for refining the Senkai sword. The treasure pavilion is always a treasure house. Lin Haoyang found the ribs of the 3 dragon beasts, which happened to be the main material for refining the Senkai sword. It was even better than the spider legs of the Crypt Spider King. Together with the auxiliary materials for refining the magical item, it costs a total of about 8,000 spirit stones, which makes Lin Haoyang feel painful. Earning spirit stones is extremely difficult, but spending spirit stones is like flowing water. After that, the three of them spent 6,000 spirit stones to buy 6 third-tier mid-rank Tiangong God Thunder Talisman, in case of emergency. This time they went to the wild border. The three of them were familiar with the terrain and were the discoverers of the purple cloud crystal. Of course, can't escape the fate of being called up. After spending a lot of money, the three talents settled down and repaired and consolidated the realm. In the past 10 days, cultivators from various places have also rushed to Qingyunzong one after another. Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang also parted, led the two families to arrive. The cultivator was temporarily dispatched by Qingyunzong, while Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang found Lin Haoyang, and the five gathered. Seeing that all three of them had succeeded in the foundation building, the two of them felt very emotional. They could not help but remember that they were working for the foundation building back then. It was difficult and perilous, and it was a bit emotional for a while. However, both of them admired Lin Haoyang, especially Bai Zonkang. They felt that the move of the marriage was not wrong. Whenever they thought of this, Bai Zonkang laughed from ear to ear. After some discussion, the two learned that the real purpose of this expedition to the wilderness was the purple cloud crystal vein, and this vein was discovered by the three of them. After all these things, the expressions of the two who had listened to it changed. Lin Qianlong Foundation Building 8 Realms and Bai Zonkang are slightly weaker, but they are also the Foundation Building late-stage masters of Foundation Building 7 Realms. What they face is the problem of how to golden core that they will cultivate to the 9th floor of Foundation Building. Lin Qianlong is now 150 years old, and the foundation building cultivator will have at most 3 Jazzy's lifespan. If he can't golden core for another 50 years, I'm afraid he will die. However, there are very few spiritual things that can help golden core. Based on the current situation of the two families, it is impossible to provide them for them. Now, as long as they can cultivation to the 9th floor of the foundation building, sect will give them a free purple cloud crystal. With the purple cloud crystal, the two will be sure to form a gold core, and the lifespan will be out of thin air. 200 years. But after calming down, the two felt a bit of a loss again. They found this vein, if the two monopolize it. However, after careful consideration, I feel that Lin Haoyang is doing the right thing. The Lin Bai family is indeed unable to develop the purple cloud crystal vein. If the two monopolize, it may be an extermination. After gathering for a while, Lin Haoyang started refining magical item again. This time, it was difficult to refine the 5 elements armor shield. It took Lin Haoyang 2 months to finally complete it. Refining the Sankai sword was a familiar one, and it only took more than 20 days. The 5 elements armor shield is very powerful, the 3-sided armor shield is integrated, and the power is not weaker than the 3rd order middle grade magical item. Since the main material of the Sankai sword is the ribs of the dragon-armed beast of excellent quality, its quality has even reached the top quality of the 3rd order low grade. Not only Lin Haoyang is busy, but the Azure Cloud sect is sitting and preparing for the expedition. Half a year after the news was released, Qingyunzong was finally ready, with all the materials and personnel in place, and the mighty men and horses marched towards the wild border. 5%. Chapter 31 Tier 4 Demonic Beasts. After the foundation building, the cultivator will be able to drive the flying sword. Compared with the coagulation cultivator, the speed is not the same. Therefore, the 5 golden core cultivators and 50 foundation building cultivators did not work with the condensing vein cultivator. Instead, they were divided into 3 groups, all the way to the purple cloud crystal vein area, first to sweep away the surrounding tier 3 demonic beasts and trap the tier 4 demonic beasts. Ironback crocodile. The other 2 are divided into the north and south to block other 4th level demonic beasts from both sides. As for Zuo Qianji hides in the dark to prevent the 5th level demonic beasts from shooting. The tier 4 demonic beasts near the Zion crystal mine is a tier 4 inferior ironback crocodile that has been entrenched in the Blackwater Marsh for many years. In addition to tier 4 ironback crocodile, Haishui Marsh also has dozens of tier 3 crocodile and hundreds of tier 2 and tier 1 crocodile. Although these ironback crocodiles are not of high rank, ants often kill elephants. If you want to finally besiege the Blackwater Marsh, you must first clear the 3rd order demonic beasts around the Blackwater Marsh. Leading the team to besiege the Blackwater Marsh was the 5th tier elder of Sect Golden Core, Shen Shunzhou, and led 15 Golden Core cultivators including Lin Haoyang to defeat the surrounding tier 3 demonic beasts. and Shen Chunzhou personally guarded outside the Blackwater Marsh, lest the Tier 4 demonic beasts see the wrong situation and escape. It will take more than a month for the brigade's cultivator to arrive, and it will only take more than a month for Lin Haoyang and the others to clean up the Tier 3 demonic beasts. In addition to the 3 third-order demonic beast strongholds that Lin Haoyang removed last time, there are also 18 third-order demonic beasts nests. The task of the 3 of Lin Haoyang is to remove 4 of the strongholds of Tier 3 demonic beasts, 3 Tier 3 lower grades, and 1 Tier 3 medium demonic beasts. As for Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang, because their strength reached the late stage of the foundation building, they were sent to the northern line to block the support of demonic beasts. With little time and tight tasks, Lin Haoyang and the 3 dared not delay, and soon went to the Tier 3 demonic beast stronghold to be removed. Lin Haoyang is different from the last time. This time all 3 of them have foundation buildings. When facing the third-order demonic beasts, they don't have to be as cautious as before. The trio's first goal was a third-order low-grade flower-tailed emerald snake. The flower-tailed emerald snake is a group of demonic beasts, and there are hundreds of lower-ranked snake demonic beasts under his team. Therefore, a large number of snake's demonic beasts have gathered in the flower-tailed emerald lair. Beasts. The 3 rushed to the flower-tailed emerald's lair. When they saw it, it was a snake cave. They hurriedly urged Flying Sword to kill these snake demonic beasts. However, the number was so large that the 3 of them fell into a disadvantage for a time. Suddenly Lin Haoyang's heart moved, and he sacrificed an ancient bronze lamp and spewed a flame straight to the snake cave. In terms of power, although the bronze ancient lamp was not as powerful as the Senkai sword, it was still a group attack like the bronze ancient lamp compared to killing the low-level demonic beasts. Magical item is stronger. Although there are many low-level demonic beasts, they can't hold the flame of the ancient bronze lamp. Under the flame of the ancient bronze lamp, they are either burned into ashes or fled. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan spotted the opportunity and urged Flying Sword to go straight to the third-order flowertail snake in the snake cave. The flowertail snake was not weak, but it was not an opponent at all in front of Lin Haoyang, and they soon died of the flying of the 3. Under the sword. Lin Haoyang and the 3 did not stay longer and immediately dismantled all the materials of the emerald flower-tailed snake. Except for the head of the emerald flower-tailed snake, which should be kept as evidence of their successful killing of demonic beasts, all other materials belong to the 3 of them. After simply spinning around, the 3 of them went to the next location again. Lin Haoyang and the 3 of them spent more than 20 days to finally wipe out the 3 lower-ranked demonic beasts, and now there is only 1 third-rank middle-rank antler deer. Facing the 3rd-tier mid-level deer with flower horns, Lin Haoyang still feels a little bit pressured. The 3rd-tier mid-level demonic beasts is similar to the 5th and 6th floor cultivator of the human foundation building. All 3 of them are new to the foundation building. It's still a little weak for demonic beasts like this. Even Lin Haoyang, who cultivated the Buddha Profound Realm, still lacked in spirit power. However, fortunately, Lin Haoyang refined the 5 elements armor shield. Although there are only 3 people, the 3-sided 5 elements armor shield is not weaker than the 3rd-tier mid-level defense magical item. Fortunately, the flower-horned deer live alone demonic beasts, otherwise there will be a group of low-level flower-horned deer, and the 3 of Lin Haoyang really dare not go there. Lin Haoyang and the 3 of them fought against the flower-horned deer. For a time, Flying Sword took the spirit power and brought up the spirit power. The antlers of the flower-horned deer are comparable to the 3rd-order top-grade magic treasures. They are extremely sharp. Sword couldn't help it. In addition to a pair of antlers, the flower-horned deer's talents also caught the 3 by surprise. Fortunately, the 5 elements armor shield was so powerful that it blocked the antlers of the flower-horned deer. Lin Haoyang found the opportunity to spur the profound realm of the Buddha, and launched a spirit attack. Even if the antler deer is a 3rd-order demonic beast, the spirit is still relatively fragile, and the antler deer is lost in confusion. Lin Xuanlin has rich combat experience, and she immediately found the opportunity to spur the 2 ice swords in her hand to cut down the head of the deer with a single sword. Seeing the deer head landed, the 3 of them still had lingering fears. If it hadn't been for Lin Haoyang's weird spirit attack, the 3 of them would have died under those antlers at this moment. After holding his mind for a while, Lin Haoyang began to disassemble demonic beasts. Although the head of demonic beasts was to be handed over according to sect's regulations, taking only the 2 horns should not have much effect. The power of this pair of horns really made Lin Haoyang fall in love with it. After packing up the materials, Lin Haoyang and the 3 rushed to the vicinity of the Xianjing mine. Where is the base camp for this expedition? Everyone should go to the task, and it is also convenient for the subsequent condensing cultivator to build a large formation and cultivate spiritual veins, opening up the veins and so on. It took Lin Haoyang and the three of them about a month to complete the task, which was relatively fast. When handing in the task leader took a deep look at Lin Haoyang, obviously not meaningful. Although sect stipulates that demonic beast's head must be handed in, it is only for certification, indicating that sect cultivator has completed the task. The presence of the deer head means that the three of Lin Haoyang have completed the task. It is obviously unwise to offend the three foundation building cultivators for a pair of antlers. Therefore, this person did not hold Lin Haoyang to blame, which is obviously a gesture of favor. Seeing that this person had not been pursued, Lin Haoyang and the three were overjoyed, and then they randomly found an immortal cave to rest. There were about 20 days left before the pulse cultivator could arrive. At that time, the general attack was about to begin. During these 20 days, the foundation building cultivator who went out to eliminate demonic beasts came back one after another. It is very dangerous to eliminate demonic beasts. If you don't pay attention, you will die at the mouth of demonic beasts. Just after the three of Lin Haoyang moved in, there was bad news. 2 foundation building cultivators failed to complete the task and were buried in the belly of demonic beasts. Suddenly, there was a sorrow in the Xianjing mineral vein station, and Lin Haoyang and the three were uncomfortable. They almost died under the antlers when they faced the deer with antlers. 20 days later, the 500 condensing vein cultivator assigned here arrived. With this power, he could finally go to the Blackwater Marsh to encircle and suppress the ironback crocodile. With the arrival of this power, the original sadness was also dissipated. With a little trimming, 13 foundation building cultivators led 500 cultivators to the Blackwater Marsh. Shen Chunzhou had been staring at the iron-backed crocodile endlessly these days, and was a little tired. Seeing the arrival of the army, he was relieved and withdrew to the numerous army. Soon, the Azure Cloud sect's army encircled the Blackwater Marsh and moved forward a little bit, gradually removing the low-level demonic beasts in the Blackwater Marsh. There are countless low-level demonic beasts with a radius of 2,000 miles in the Blackwater Marsh. 500 condensing pulse cultivators are divided into 4 teams. Together with the foundation building cultivator, they urge a large array to penetrate into the center of the Blackwater Marsh. Although there are a large number of pulse coagulation cultivators as helpers, the Qingyunzong army also spent half a month to clear all the low-level demonic beasts. Because of the foundation building cultivator, the damage to the coagulation cultivator is not serious. Half a month. About 20 or 30 people died. After half a month of fighting, except for the Tier 4 ironback crocodile's nest, other places were cleaned up. The ironback crocodile was also smart. Knowing that the army was under siege, after the loss of 3 Tier 3 ironback crocodile, the remaining 8 were removed. Tier ironback crocodile gathered back to the old nest, ready to fight against the water. Soon, the Qingyunzong 4-way army will reconcile and drive towards the old nest of Tier 4 ironback crocodile. Maybe they know that there is no escape. Tier 4 ironback crocodile led all 8 Tier 3 ironback crocodile to rush out of the nest and attack everyone. Tier 4 ironback crocodile is infinitely powerful. As soon as it rushed out of the nest, it violently swung its crocodile tail to hit everyone. Seeing this, Shen Chunzhou's expression changed. He had fought with ironback crocodile twice. Although he could not kill him, he also saw how powerful the ironback crocodile was. If this attack fell on the Qingyunzong army, there would be heavy casualties. Even he could not bear such a loss, and he would definitely be severely punished by the head teacher. After gritting his teeth, Shen Chunzhou lifted up a light curtain and swept away at the ironback crocodile. 5%. Chapter 32 Distress. Seeing Tier 4 ironback crocodile swept its tail, everyone was frightened, but seeing Shen Chunzhou stopped him, everyone was relieved that with the Golden Core cultivator, Tier 4 demonic beasts could not be dealt with. Under the guidance of 6 foundation building cultivators, the 500 condensing veins cultivator worked together to display the formation to help Shen Chunzhou kill Tier 4 ironback crocodile. The Tier 4 ironback crocodile immediately retreated, but the ironback crocodile was thick and heavy. Even if the boat is suppressed by the formation of 500 condensing veins cultivator, it is difficult to kill Tier 4 ironback crocodile in a short time. However, the 8 Tier 3 ironback crocodiles that rushed can only be dealt with by the 7 Lin Haoyang. The Tier 3 demonic beasts were originally no weaker than the foundation building cultivator. Now these 8 Tier 3 ironback crocodiles are simply the biggest weakness of the Qingyunzong clan. If Lin Haoyang and others can't stop these 8 Tier 3 ironback crocodiles, wait for them to rush into the vein cultivator to kill, and then the formation will be broken, and Tier 4 demonic beasts will not be suppressed by the formation, and Shen Chunzhou wants to kill again. Difficulties and dangers. Moreover, the 4th level demonic beasts are not suppressed by formation. These coagulation cultivators are not much stronger than the ants in the eyes of the 4th level demonic beasts. If you swipe one tail, there is absolutely no life. Lin Haoyang and others also knew the seriousness of the matter, and they offered their own magical item against Tier 3 ironback crocodile, 8 ironback crocodiles, a total of 2 Tier 3 top grades, 3 middle grades, and 4 low grades. But there are only 7 foundation building cultivators in Qingyunzong, and one foundation building has 9 floors. Soon, the cultivator on the 9th floor of the foundation building stopped a high-grade ironback crocodile, 2 cultivators on the 6th floor of the foundation building stopped one, and the 2 foundation building 5-stage cultivators joined forces to stop only 4 low-grade ironback crocodile. The ones handed to Lin Haoyang were 3 middle-grade ironback crocodiles. Although the 3 have just entered the foundation building, fortunately, as long as the 3 ironback crocodiles are stopped, there is no need to kill them. As soon as the battle started, Lin Haoyang immediately sacrificed an ancient bronze lamp and ejected a flame, forming a wall of fire, trying to block the way of the 3 iron-backed crocodiles. However, the iron-backed crocodile of Tier 3 middle grade is already extremely strong, and the flame of the bronze ancient lamp can't hurt the iron-backed crocodile at all. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang's complexion changed drastically. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan saw this and hurriedly sacrificed their flying sword to attack the iron-backed crocodile. On the other side, the 3 of them released the 5 elements armor shield to resist the attack of the ironback crocodile, and finally took a sigh of relief. Lin Haoyang put away the bronze ancient lamp, once again sacrificed the 3 swords, formed a 3-talented sword formation to attack the ironback crocodile. The 3-talented sword formation composed of the 3 talented swords is extremely powerful, and the sword ray drawn out can cut off the leather armor of the ironback crocodile. For a time, the 3 ironback crocodile can't break the defense of the 3 people, and Lin Haoyang is relieved. Lin Haoyang's battle situation is fairly stable here, but Shen Chunzhou's side has reached a desperate moment. At the beginning, the Tier 4 ironback crocodile attacked. Shen Chunzhou bit his head. He was not prepared enough and suffered some internal injuries. In order to suppress the injury, Shen Chunzhou could only rely on the formation to make a quick decision, and he did not hesitate to sacrifice 2 pieces of 4. Order magical item desperately attacked. Tier 4 ironback crocodile was suppressed by formation, and its skin was broken for a while. Seeing that the situation was not good, Tier 4 ironback crocodile hurriedly played its own inner alchemy, and came straight to the sinking boat with a chill. Seeing this, Shen Chunzhou was well prepared. For this operation, Sect specially approved a Tier 4 mid-level defense magical item, the Yellow Bell. The ironback crocodile's inner alchemy hit the yellow bell. The crocodile was furious and roared. Roar. Then activate the own talent's supernatural powers. The earth dragon turned over, ready to lose a win. The earth dragon can stir the earth veins for a short time by turning over, and the ironback crocodile deliberately comes straight to the cultivator formation. The pulse of the earth flipped for a while, like the sea waves, and the pulse of the condensed pulse cultivator suddenly swayed from side to side. Although the 6 foundation building cultivators tried their best to control the formation, it was difficult for them to restore the Tier 4 ironback crocodile for a time. Fortunes never come, and misfortunes never come singly. Not only was there a problem with the formation, but there was also a problem with intercepting 8 Tier 3 ironback crocodiles. Hearing the roar of Tier 4 ironback crocodile, these Tier 3 ironback crocodile attacked everyone like a madness. Lin Haoyang and the 3 were just worthy of combining 3 5 elements armor shields, plus 3 urges. Flying Sword was harassing on the side, and this blocked it. But the 2 foundation building middle stage cultivators who faced the Tier 3 high-grade ironback crocodile could no longer hold it. Under their frenzied attack, the 2 of them were beaten to vomit blood again and again, but they were just too strong. I hope that Shen Chunzhou will solve Tier 4 ironback crocodile soon, but without the suppression of formation, Shen Chunzhou will not be able to complete the kill in a short time. Seeing that the 2 foundation building middle stage cultivators were in danger, Lin Haoyang and the 3 knew in their hearts that if the Tier 3 high-grade ironback crocodile escaped control, at that time, all the 8 ironback crocodiles will be out of trouble, and this siege will also end in failure. Even if the amethyst cloud is mined, the amethyst mineral vein must always worry about the demonic beasts coming, and it will be uneasy. Lin Haoyang gritted his teeth and said, Sacrifice to the heavenly gang god Thunder Talisman. Although Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyun were reluctant to give up, they also knew that the situation was urgent. With a touch of storage bag, they each offered a third-tier middle-grade Tiangong God Thunder Talisman. Boom, boom, boom. After 3 consecutive thunders, 3 Tiangong God Thunder went straight to the Tier 3 middle-grade Ironback Crocodile in front of the 3 of them. Tiangong God Thunder was so powerful that it fell on the Ironback Crocodile and pierced a big wound. At the moment when the God Thunder of Tiangong fell, Lin Haoyang sacrificed a 3-talent sword formation to cut off the head of an Ironback Crocodile. The other 2 had been scared by the gods of Tiangong Thunder. Escape. Seeing the 2 Ironback crocodiles escape, Lin Haoyang breathed a sigh of relief. It was not Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyun that didn't want the flying sword to kill the enemy. They had just urged the third-tier middle-grade Tiangong God Thunder Talisman, and the spirit power in his body was not working well, and it was too late to activate. Flying sword. It is fortunate that Lin Haoyang can kill one head. This is because Lin Haoyang's spirit power is comparable to the 3-story cultivator of the foundation building. Solved 3 Tier 3 middle-grade Ironback crocodiles. The 3 of them did not dare to stop, and hurriedly stepped forward to help the 2 foundation building middle-stage cultivators deal with the Tier 3 high-grade Ironback crocodiles. With Lin Haoyang and 3 of them joining, the 2 of them were able to do so. Take a sigh of relief. Suddenly, Lin Haoyang rolled his eyes and took out 2 5-elements armor shields. After a brief explanation of the usage and power, they asked them to sacrifice. Suddenly, the 5 5-elements armor shields were united, emitting bursts of 5 elements aura, and 5 elements was running. Its power is no less than that of the 3rd-tier high-grade defense magical item. For a while, the 2 people who watched them were surprised. Although blocking the successful Tier 3 high-grade Ironback crocodile, it only solved the crisis here. The 2 foundation building middle-stage cultivators were seriously injured by the Ironback crocodile, and they could only be able to motivate the 5 elements armor shield. If you want to kill the Tier 3 high-grade Ironback crocodile, all 5 of them are a little helpless, unless Lin Haoyang urges the special cultivation technique of the Buddha profound art, but there are so many people here, Lin Haoyang dare not use it easily. When Lin Haoyang's crisis was resolved, Shen Chunzhou was relieved. Not long after, the Earth Dragon turned over and dissipated, the formation was restored, and Tier 4 Ironback crocodile was suppressed again. This time, Shen Chunzhou didn't give it a chance and urged 2 Tier 4 magical items to attack wildly. The Ironback crocodile was suppressed by the formation and could not escape. Both the inner alchemy and the talented supernatural powers returned without success. Was quickly beheaded by Shen Chunzhou. Once the Tier 4 demonic beasts were beheaded, the foundation building cultivator in the formation hurriedly aimed the formation at Tier 3 Ironback crocodile. The sudden huge pressure made the Ironback crocodile unable to move, and was quickly killed by the foundation building cultivator such as Lin Haoyang. So far, the Tier 4 demonic beasts that besiege the Blackwater Marsh have been successfully completed. 1 Tier 4 demonic beasts was cut down, more than 20 Tier 3 demonic beasts, and countless below Tier 2. However, although Qingyunzong was well prepared, 2 foundation building cultivators and more than 50 people were killed in battle. The 2 foundation building middle stage cultivators suffered serious internal injuries and broke their way. Shen Chunzhou was also injured. Can't do it with others for 10 years. This is only the Black Swamp. The team that intercepted demonic beasts on the north and south sides also paid a heavy price. The foundation building cultivator killed 5 people, and the vein cultivator killed more than 200. Such a tragic battle requires the Azure Cloud sect to issue a large amount of soothing. Fortunately, this time a Tier 4 demonic beasts was killed. You can use its inner pill to refine the foundation building pill, which can be used as a soothing. Even Tier 3 demonic beasts, the 2nd tier demonic beasts are also worth a lot of spirit stones, and it can only be said that the battle was not lost. 6%. Chapter 33 Closed Door Training. After the battle in the Blackwater Marsh was over, the Azure Cloud sect cultivator quickly occupied the entire Blackwater Marsh. After all, it was a Tier 4 spiritual vein. At the same time, the north and south lines blocked the 2 armies of demonic beasts and withdrew to the vicinity of the Purple Cloud Crystal Vein. Begin to raise a series of things such as building large formations, houses, cultivating spiritual veins, and relocating mortals on the spot. However, Lin Haoyang didn't need to bother about these things. With the end of the war, Lin Haoyang withdrew to Qingyunzong with Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang. Most of the 2 cultivators followed them to the northern line to resist the reinforcements of demonic beasts. Due to the fierce fighting, the losses were not small. 24 people from the Lin family's 30 spiritual pulse cultivators came back alive, and 20 from the Bai family came back. For the two families, they are already traumatized. These coagulation cultivators are the backbone of the two families. However, the biggest loss was the Red Moon Lake Ma's family. At that time, the 4th level demonic beasts rushed into the formation, and the Ma's cultivator was the first to die. More than 20 people died, including the foundation building cultivator. When the 4th level demonic beast's inner pill is used to refine the foundation building Dan, although Qingyunzong will use one as a pension to the Ma family, it will be difficult for the Ma family to recover for a long time. If the Ma family fails using foundation building Dan to cultivate foundation building cultivator, the strength of the Ma family will plummet. At that time, Xinjiang County's interest distribution will be redivided. After all, the Lin Bai family has also greatly increased in strength. Soon, the Qingyunzong's pensions were distributed, which was very generous, and it was considered to have gathered people's hearts. Even the foundation building cultivator who died in the war will give out a foundation building Dan to his family and descendants. Of the 7 foundation building cultivators who died in the battle, 4 were from sect, 2 were rogue cultivators, and 1 was the Magia foundation building. Qingyunzong handed out foundation building dans, which are pensions, to Ma's family and 4 foundation building disciples and their younger generations and apprentices. The extra foundation building dan, after consideration by sect, was given to the 3 Lin Haoyang who had made extraordinary achievements this time as a reward. Even Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang were given a lot of rewards. At this point, the wild war initiated by the Azure Cloud sect finally ended, and the major families and rogue cultivators organizations withdrew one after another. Lin Haoyang also returned to the family with the Lin family cultivator, and Lin Xuanlin, as the representative of the Lin Bai family, is in the purple cloud crystal vein. When the big formation and the 4th order spiritual vein are built, the golden core cultivator needs to be located here to resist the wild demonic beasts counterattack. As for Bai Qingyan, she continued to study hard in Qingyunzong in order to make a breakthrough in the 3rd order pill refining division. A month and a half later, Lin Haoyang returned to the Lin family. It was 2 or 3 years after this trip. I really missed it for a while. When he returned to the family, Lin Haoyang heard the bad news. Lin Haoyang remembered that it was Lin Mengchun who persuaded him to go down the mountain and open up the Lianguling Tian. Thinking of the scenes back then, Lin Haoyang also felt a trace of sadness. After the death of Lin Mengchun, the Mencius cultivator of the Lin family was old for many years and was weak and unable to do what he wanted. Several Mencius cultivators have also returned to the Haoshan for the past 10 years. Now the Lin family is in charge of the cultivator of the Xuanzi generation. For example, Lin Xuanjia broke through to the 9th floor of the veins a year ago and became the new elder of the Lin family. Now there are 9 elders of the Meng character and 3 elders of the Sparse character. Elder has added 3 people, and even the foundation building cultivator has added 2 people. The family cultivator has increased, but the family wealth remains the same as before. Except for the 8 Fengyuanfang city stores that Lin Haoyang revitalized, there is no other growth. The number of family cultivators has increased, and the annual bonus issued each year has also increased sharply. In particular, the annual bonus of 2 foundation building cultivators of 300 spirit stones per year is still in arrears. This time, Lin Haoyang brought back a foundation building pill from the Azure Cloud sect, which made the 9th floor elder of the clan stare red. This kind of thing is the most troublesome. It involves everyone's contribution, qualifications, age, spirit stones and other factors. Lin Haoyang rarely takes care of these things. He threw the foundation building dan to Lin Qianlong and put this troublesome matter to Lin Qianlong to deal with. After pushing off the foundation building, Lin Haoyang wanted to visit his grandfather Lin Xuancheng, but got news. Lin Xuancheng inside Lin Haoyang brought back the puppet notes. Unexpectedly, he had a good talent in this respect, and he succeeded in breaking through the Tier 3 refiner and being Lin Qianlong. He was sent to guard the shop in Fengyuanfang City, and when he heard the news, Lin Haoyang was very happy for a while. Since Lin Xuancheng is already a Tier 3 refiner, the Tier 3 materials in Lin Haoyang's hand are just right for use. They were selected by Lin Haoyang and sent to Lin Xuancheng to train him. Lin Haoyang knew that Lin Xuancheng was lacking these things. No matter what happened, Lin Haoyang chose to directly close door training cultivation for Lin Qianlong not to come to him. He has been working on family affairs for these years, and he didn't have much time for cultivation. Taking this opportunity, Lin Haoyang decided that he wouldn't be able to do so without breaking through the second floor. Exited. Originally, Lin Qianlong wanted to hold a celebration party for Lin Haoyang and hand over the family wealth to Lin Haoyang. Unexpectedly, Lin Haoyang actually closed the deadlock directly. Lin Qianlong had no choice but to give up. Over the years, he ran for the family, but he was really not very good at financial resources. Otherwise, the Lin family would not make ends meet in these years. Lin Qianlong smiled bitterly and shook his head helplessly. Lin Haoyang's closed-door training lasted for 3 years. During the 3 years, Lin Haoyang kept inquiring about the Buddha's profound art, but he didn't gain much, but Lin Haoyang expected it. In addition to the profound realm of the Buddha, Lin Haoyang has taken advantage of these 3 years to master the soul-fixing and cultivation skills, and when he uses it, he doesn't have to be as weak as he used to be. Not only the cultivation technique, but also Lin Haoyang's spirit power successfully broke through the second floor of the foundation building not long ago. 4 years have passed since his breakthrough foundation building. At this rate, Lin Haoyang will be able to build the 9th floor of the foundation building in another 40 years. At that time, as long as there are enough spirit stones, the Azure Cloud sect can be exchanged for Zion Jing, and the condensation of the gold core is not a big problem. For Lin Haoyang, the future is bright. Lin Haoyang left the customs, feeling the air outside, taking a big mouthful of satisfaction, not so comfortable for a long time. After he came out, Lin Haoyang took the flying sword and went straight to the Haoshan bamboo house. Lin Qianlong had been carrying the heavy responsibility for the past 3 years. Lin Haoyang was also a little bit sad, so he had to come to the door to apologize and block the responsibility of the foundation building cultivator. When Lin Haoyang arrived, Lin Qianlong was dealing with family affairs. 3 years ago, Lin Qianlong gave a foundation building pill to Lin Xuanjia after suffering a headache. Lin Xuanjia is a third-order formation division and has made a lot of contributions to the family over the years, especially during clan wars. It is also an important support for the family, so Lin Qianlong gave him the foundation building Dan. Lin Xuanjia received the foundation building Dan. Because of his long-term invasion of the third-order formation, the spirit is comparable to the ordinary foundation building early-stage cultivator, and with the foundation building Dan in his hands, he successfully broke through the foundation building. Although he succeeded in making a breakthrough, he also owed a large sum of spirit stones to the family. I was afraid that in the next 10 years, he would have to repay the debt for the family, but Lin Xuancheng did not regret it at all. This was instead his chance. As soon as Lin Haoyang was out of the customs, Lin Xuanjia rushed to the back mountain bamboo tower. "Hey, Patriarch, I'm out of customs," Lin Haoyang said. Seeing Lin Haoyang, Lin Qianlong was first overjoyed, and then raised his face and said, "Do you still know how to come out? I thought you were going to stay in it all the time. Throwing foundation building Dan to me back then gave me a headache, but I ran to closed-door training by myself. What do you want me to say about you?" Lin Haoyang felt guilty and said, "I haven't just made a breakthrough, realm is not stable." Before Lin Haoyang finished speaking, he was interrupted by Lin Qianlong's wave and said, "Things are over, and it's rare for me to find you again. Zanja is also a blessing for you foundation building. It has been a lot easier to have him manage the family over the years." Hearing Lin Xuanjia's success in the foundation building, Lin Haoyang was delighted. Lin Haoyang also received a lot of care from Lin Xuanjia. At this moment, a sword ray flew in. It was Lin Xuanjia who had heard the news and came with a sword. 6%. Chapter 34 Open Source. Lin Xuanjia is a foundation building cultivator and a Tier 3 formationist. If there is enough time for him to perform the formation, even Lin Haoyang is not completely sure to defeat him. "Haoyang, thank you for the foundation building Dan you brought back, so that I can succeed in the foundation building. If you have anything in the future, just say, I will help," Lin Xuanjia said as soon as he landed. "Uncle 17 is serious, and my uncle has been complaining about the hard work at home these years. I should make some contributions," Lin Haoyang said immediately. "Oh, this is wrong. The family is the family, and the private is the private. I couldn't help you in your foundation building back then. Instead, you brought me the opportunity." Before Lin Xuanjia finished speaking, he was stopped by Lin Qianlong waved. "Okay, you two don't have to fight anymore. Haoyang took out the foundation building Dan, and the family can't take it for nothing. I will pay it back slowly in the future. Since both of you are here now, I just want to tell you something. The family now has more than 170 cultivators, 4 in the foundation building, 1 person is awarded 300 spirit stones per year, 12 people in the 9th floor of the vein, 60 spirit stones per person, and 98 people in the vein cultivator, 1 person year 40 spirit stones, Shantian cultivator 61 people, 1 person costs 20 spirit stones per year. Even if I, Haoyang, and Xuanlin don't need to be awarded, I will cost 6,000 spirit stones every year. And our annual output value from Yongguling Tian, Medicine Garden, and Rainbow Trout Sea Bream together can produce a total of 500 spirit stones a year. For the blessing of Haoyang, there are 8 shops in Fengyuanfang City, with an annual income of 2,600 spirit stones. By Xiangshan's spiritual fields are basically self-sufficient and have no income. Wanggudan, which is harvested every 3 years, can be used for 1 year on average. There are 300 spirit stones. Red mulberry silk can earn 400 spirit stones a year, plus some miscellaneous things. The White Elephant Yam Medicine Garden has some elixir mature from time to time. On average, it can have 700 spirit stones a year. Income. Quote. Lin Haoyang heard it in his heart, and secretly estimated that the family had been struggling to make ends meet all these years, and the gap had reached 1,500 spirit stones. Group leader, how can I make ends meet every year? Lin Haoyang not only asked. He remembered that when Lin Xuanlin wanted the foundation building and hoped the family would give some help, Lin Qianlong did not hesitate to give 4,000 spirit stones. Alas, these years, the family is poor, and I have been hurt again. Earning spirit stones is no good at all. Before you didn't have the foundation building, many Mencius elders in the family didn't take their years. Even relying on the craftsmanship in hand to subsidize the family, and there are some hopeless roads, the Nianfeng has not been sent for a long time. Lin Qianlong sighed. Hearing this, Lin Haoyang's heart was shocked. He has never had less annual honors over the years. Moreover, when he was asked to go down the mountain in advance, Lin Mengchun gave him an extra 60 spirit stones a year. At this moment, Lin Haoyang finally understood that it was Lin Mengchun who gave him his own year, and his year has not been broken. It is also his cultivation base that has made rapid progress, and his path is gratifying. If his path is not smooth and he will not be able to foundation building in his life, he is afraid he also couldn't get the full annual offer. On the side, Lin Xuanjia also had a sad face. Obviously, in the past few years after the foundation building, he has already understood the situation of his family. Patriarch, I understand, I'll find a way to open up financial resources. Lin Haoyang knew. Lin Qianlong came to him. It must be for this matter. Lin Qianlong himself does not have a fairy gate. It is difficult to think of a way. Lin Xuanjia has studied the art of formation for many years. Certainly can't do anything about it. Seeing Lin Haoyang agreed to this matter, Lin Qianlong was overjoyed and continued. In that case, the family's financial resources will be handed over to you, and the general affairs will be handed over to Zanja, and I will take care of everything in the family's inheritance, external affairs, and recruitment. Lin Haoyang and Lin Xuanjia had no objection to this, so they nodded and agreed. On that day, Lin Qianlong made this decision public, and of course the greatest pressure fell on Lin Haoyang. On the way back to Immortal Cave, Lin Haoyang remembered that in the past few years, the family income has increased the most in Lianggu and Fengyuanfang City. Li Yonggu Lingtian opened up. This matter cannot be anxious, can only wait for Lingmei to upgrade step by step, and then slowly expand production. As for Fengyuanfang City, the Lin family has a total of 8 stores, occupying 1 magical item, which is already considered a lot of profit, and the Lin family has nothing else to trade. The profit in Fengyuanfang City has reached the maximum, and I want more. Unless you get more specialties. Thinking of Fengyuanfang City, Lin Haoyang's eyes brightened. Fengyuanfang City was established to facilitate rogue cultivators. There are more places than rogue cultivators in Fengyuanfang City. There are 3 more places. If Lin's family can open a new store there, if it is also a good source of money. The other 3 rogue cultivators gather in the wild border. At first, the Azure Cloud sect established a note against demonic beasts, but as the wild border expands, more and more rogue cultivators gather and are gradually controlled by rogue cultivators. In this regard, the Azure Cloud sect is also difficult to control, and this group of rogue cultivators can also help fight against the once-in-a-100-year beast tide, and the Azure Cloud sect is happy too. There are 3 rogue cultivators gathering places: Pingyang City, Chaoluo Mountain, and Baijuling. Among them, Pingyang City is the strongest, with Golden Core Cultivator sitting in the town. The other 2 are mostly attached to it. The strength of the 3 hills is no better than the 4 great immortal cultivators. Weak. Therefore, Lin Haoyang wanted to go to Pingyang City first to see if the Lin family could open a shop there. Lin Haoyang's opinion made Lin Qianlong's eyes light up. Why didn't he think of it? Lin Haoyang was soon approved to go. Lin Qianlong originally wanted Lin Haoyang to bring some assistance, but Lin Haoyang said that he could walk alone with the sword, and he refused to escape if he encountered danger. Soon, Lin Haoyang went to Pingyang City and became a foundation-building cultivator. Lin Haoyang liked flying with swords, much faster than driving on the ground. Even so, Lin Haoyang took half a month to arrive. Pingyang City is only 3,000 miles away from the wild border. Compared with Qingyunzong, Pingyang City is closer to Sizhou County. There are some rogue cultivators in Pingyang City, which come from Sizhou County. Pingyang City is a 4th-order middle-grade spiritual vein. The main peak is 5,000 meters high, which can be regarded as a peak. Originally, the Azure Cloud sect was also guarded by the Golden Core cultivator, but for some reason, the Golden Core rogue cultivators reached an agreement here to let its guard as here. Without seeing much, Lin Haoyang entered Pingyang City, which was built by the rogue cultivators that thrived in this life, and has a 5th-order formation with 2,000 cultivators and 30,000 mortals. These mortals are family members and servants brought by rogue cultivators over the years. Pingyang City is a city where mortals and cultivators live together, but there are cultivator areas for cultivators, and mortals have mortal areas, and they rarely communicate with each other. I paid 2 spirit stones in exchange for a Pingyang decree. With the Pingyang decree, Lin Haoyang can stay in Pingyang City forever. No matter who you are, as long as you don't do it in the city, no one will ask. Lin Haoyang feels a little fresh about this. Lin Haoyang felt that he should rent an immortal cave first. After looking around, he found that the immortal cave in Binduang City was all run by one family, which was under the name of the Golden Core cultivator guarding this place. He felt a little helpless from time to time. In the end, Lin Haoyang still spent 30 spirit stones to rent an immortal cave with a refining chamber. The immortal cave is not big, with 3 rooms and a spiritual field the size of an acre. Therefore, Lin Haoyang still feels a big loss. You know, at home, a condensing cultivator only pays 40 spirit stones a year, and it only has enough to live here for 1 year. After simple cleaning, Lin Haoyang decided to take a walk to see the distribution of power and customs here. Walked out of Immortal Cave and came to the streets of Pingyang City. This place is similar to Fengyuanfang City, doing all kinds of trades. Because it is close to the wild, there are more wild specialties. Before walking far, Lin Haoyang discovered that the spiritual rice here is 10% more expensive than Fengyuanfang City. Although Pingyang Mountain is a 4th-order spiritual vein, it cannot produce so many spiritual rice, and some spiritual rice must be transported from Qingyunzong. Come, if it weren't for it, it would be transported from the neighboring Sishui County. An hour later, Lin Haoyang discovered that there was a big price difference between Pingyang City and Fengyuanfang City. The flesh and blood and spiritual materials of the wild demonic beasts here were 10% lower than those of Fengyuanfang City. Lingmi, Lingdan, magical items, etc. were all expensive. 10%, this is simply a huge business opportunity. 6%. Chapter 35. After thinking about it carefully, Lin Haoyang felt that there must be something strange in this. Otherwise, why can't Pingyang City see the cultivator of the 4 major families, and open a shop here? Lin Haoyang decided to clarify the matter, otherwise he was uneasy. With doubts in his heart, Lin Haoyang came to the largest shop in Pingyang City Chongshan Tower. I heard that the owner of this building is Feng Yusho, Golden Core Rogue Cultivators. Monopolizes 60% of the transactions in Binduang City. Entering the Chongshan Tower, I found that the inside was very vast, but the decoration was not gorgeous, on the contrary, it was a bit dark. Not long after Lin Haoyang entered, a purple-clothed woman came over and said, "This fellow Taoist, what do you need? Oh, tell me, what do you have here?" Lin Haoyang said. The purple-clothed woman smiled and continued, "Magical item, magical talisman, pill recipe, elixir. As long as you pay the starting price, we can get it for you." Lin Haoyang was shocked, but he didn't expect that this heavy mountain building would have such a great energy. Not to mention anything else, there is a store that will easily sell pill recipes, all of which are privately kept as treasures. "Oh, I want to inquire about it, will you succeed?" Lin Haoyang asked. The purple-clothed woman was shocked, and Lin Haoyang was the first person to come to Zhongshan Tower to inquire about the news. The purple-clothed woman shook her head and said, Chongshan Tower does not sell news to the outside world. Unless you join our Chongshan Tower, as long as you become a member of Chongshan Tower, you have the privilege to check the news. Lin Haoyang narrowed his eyes and did not sell the news to the outside world, which secretly meant that there was a source of the news, which was only known to insiders. At this moment, Lin Haoyang felt even more that the Chongshan Tower was not simple. The real owner behind the Chongshan Tower should not be just Feng Yusho. The Golden Core Cultivator does not have that much energy. Lin Haoyang narrowed his eyes and stared at the woman in purple, who just smiled. Lin Haoyang was secretly surprised that he couldn't see through the cultivation base of the woman in purple. You know, Lin Haoyang is already the second-tier cultivator of the foundation building at this moment. With the advantage of the Buddha's profound art, even Lin Ganlong from the 8th realm of the foundation building is in front of him. Can't hide cultivation base, but he can't see through the purple-clothed woman. He can't see through the purple-clothed woman. There are only two possibilities. One is that the purple-clothed woman has magical items that can cover the cultivation base, or the purple-clothed woman's cultivation base is far beyond Lin Haoyang's imagination. For a while, Lin Haoyang couldn't make up his mind. The purple-clothed woman saw this and said, "Fellow Taoist, don't need to be nervous. The little girl is not so scary, and the Chongshan Tower does not eat people, it's just a place for trading." Lin Haoyang secretly swallowed. The more the purple-clothed woman was like this, the more frightened he was. Unconsciously, Lin Haoyang had put his hand on the storage bag. At this moment, a female voice came. "Purple big sis. Don't scare him, you look scared him." Lin Haoyang was taken aback. Looking for the sound, Shen Linger came from the back hall with a smirk, obviously knowing that Lin Haoyang was here. Seeing Su Linger walking out, the purple-clothed woman also pursed her lips and said, "Isn't this the first time I have seen you? I heard you mention it so many times before, and I have been complimenting it all the time, and I have never seen it. This is not curiosity." At this moment, Lin Haoyang is still puzzled. Why is Su Linger here? And obviously she is very familiar with the purple-clothed woman, and the relationship is very unusual. Seeing Lin Haoyang so alert, Su Linger smiled and said, "Lin, fellow Taoist, don't get me wrong, I knew it from the moment you entered Pingyang City, but there is no malice in you. I just want to invite fellow Lin, fellow Taoist to join the Chongshan Tower." At this time, Lin Haoyang probably understood that there were 7 or 8 points in his heart. This Chongshan Tower was not founded by Feng Yusho at all. It was probably related to Su Linger, or it was related to the forces behind Su Linger. Su Linger has always been mysterious, and he has only seen it twice, and especially saved his life. The kindness is very heavy. If you want to harm him, you don't have to go so far. I don't know that Su Dao wants me to join the Chongshan Tower. What is the so-called? Luo Haoyang asked in confusion. Su Linger glanced at the purple-clothed woman, nodded when she saw the other party, led Lin Haoyang to the back hall, and said, "Presumably Lin, fellow Taoist, also has some guesses in his heart. Yes, Chongshan Tower is my family's property and does not belong to Feng Yusho. To some extent, Feng Yusho is also a person from Chongshan Tower. The Chongshan Tower is headquartered in Pingsheng Road, and has the 6th rank. There is an ancestor of the god of transformation. The Chongshan Tower is built here to prepare for the wasteland reclamation season 40 years later. You know, the wasteland reclamation season is for the human race. How important it is, countless new sects and aristocratic families have emerged from this." Quote. After listening to Shen Linger's words, Lin Haoyang was shocked. He didn't expect that behind the Chongshan Tower, there was a 6th rank force. Even the Azure Cloud sect did not dare to provoke this kind of strength. No wonder the Azure Cloud sect would withdraw its staff. There are 6th rank forces to intervene. How can forces like Zhongyan Tower look at me? In Zhongyan Tower, they must be like me, so they must have a lot of them. Lin Haoyang laughed at himself. As Lin Haoyang said, the foundation building cultivator of the general 6th rank force is at least thousands, and even nascent soul may be more than the current Azure Cloud sect Golden Core cultivator. Brother Lin is worrying too much. Brother Lin's skill in refining is so superb, don't be humble. To be honest, my little sister is here this time, just to invite Brother Lin to be our refining master in the Chongshan Tower, and enshrine 1,000 spirits a year. Stones, what do you think? Su Linger said. Lin Haoyang narrowed his eyes, but he didn't expect that Su Linger would offer such a generous condition. The worship of 1,000 spirit stones was comparable to a tier 3 middle grade refiner. Moreover, if Lin Haoyang wants to open the market in Pingyang City, he must be under the protection of the owner of Chongshan Tower. To understand this, Lin Haoyang said. But promise me one condition. Say, Su Linger smiled. Our Lin family is going to open 2 shops in Pingyang City, I hope you can agree. Su Linger was taken aback, but Lin Haoyang didn't expect Lin Haoyang to propose such a condition. They founded Zhongyan Tower not to earn spirit stones, but to prepare resources. If there is Lin's family behind, it can be guaranteed. Su Linger gave Lin Haoyang's request after a little consideration. However, the rent for each store of 200 spirit stones a year cannot be less. Lin Haoyang became the refiner of Chongshan Tower elder under Su Linger's recommendation. Although he did not formally join Chongshan Tower, it is equivalent to working for Chongshan Tower. However, the annual bonus of 1,000 spirit stones is quite good, and there are with a lot of tier 3 materials, Lin Haoyang's technique of refining was able to advance by leaps and bounds. Lin Haoyang stayed in Zhongshan Tower for half a year, and most of Pingyang City was also familiar. The girl in purple clothes I met for the first time was called Ziyan, a golden core middle stage cultivator, and she was Su Linger's guardian Taoist. In addition to Ziyan, Lin Haoyang also met some fellow Taoists in the Chongshan Tower. These people were basically worshipped by the Chongshan Tower. Zhang Wenzhou had met Lin Haoyang 6 months ago. He is a third-order middle-rank talisman, on the 6th floor of the Cultivation Base Foundation building, and has close contacts with Lin Haoyang. Today, Zhang Wenzhou found Lin Haoyang again and joked. Lin fellow Taoist is very busy lately, it's hard to see each other. Lin Haoyang smiled and shook his hand. Zhang fellow Taoist joked. Recently, I am preparing to break through the 3rd-tier middle-grade refiner. Haven't I been preparing for it all the time? I wonder what is going on with Zhang fellow Taoist. There is indeed one thing. Lin fellow Taoist has some free time recently. I have held an elegant meeting with a few friends and I want to invite you to participate. At the meeting, several fellow Taoists can exchange their cultivation experience and exchange some desired items. Zhang Wenzhou said. Lin Haoyang's heart moved. He has also heard about this trade fair. It is usually started by a foundation building cultivator with some strength. He really wants to see and see. Recently, he always feels that cultivation base is difficult to grow. See if he can start a growth cultivation. The spirit fruit of base. This kind of good thing, of course I have to go, Lin Mo first wrote about Zhang fellow Taoist. Lin Haoyang said. Hey, fellow Taoist Lin, you are polite. After the trade fair is 2 months away, you can also prepare something for exchange. The magical item you refined, everyone is very welcome. Lin Haoyang exchanged a few words with Zhang Wenzhou, and then returned to Immortal Cave. Recently, he refined the magical item and felt that he was about to break through to the 3rd-tier middle-grade refiner. Moreover, the shops in Pingyang City have been set up, and it is time for the family to send some people over. 6%. Chapter 36 The Purple House Small Meeting. Lin Haoyang's life in Pingyang City is very simple. It is all about cultivation and refining of magical items. From outsiders' eyes, Lin Haoyang is a bitter cultivator, and it is difficult to invite Lin Haoyang to some of their small gatherings. Even Su Linger felt that Lin Haoyang was a weird person. Lin Haoyang knew that she was from the Chongshan Tower, and did not fawn, but treated her like a friend with reason and restraint. This made Ziyan very satisfied. He felt that Lin Haoyang had a good temperament and could go further. Of wooing. Soon, 2 months later, Lin Haoyang decided to attend Zhang Wenzhou's elegant meeting before the people from the family had come. The location of the Yahui is in a small purple building. This is the first time for Lin Haoyang to come here. The small purple building is made of a kind of first-order high-grade spirit wood Zion wood. Zion wood emits a fragrance day and night. Very popular with female cultivators, Lin Haoyang wondered, why would Zhang Wenzhou hold an elegant meeting in such a place? Ascending to the small building, a maid guided Lin Haoyang to the 3rd floor. As soon as she entered the door, she found that there were already 7 or 8 people inside, and they were all foundation building cultivators. Seeing Lin Haoyang came in, Zhang Wen, who was chatting, greeted him on Monday and said, Lin fellow Taoist is here, come here. Lin Haoyang nodded, and took a look inside the house, and was seated not far from Zhang Wenzhou. Zhang fellow Taoist, who is the master of this Yahui? Lin Haoyang asked. When Lin Haoyang broke, Zhang Wenzhou smiled awkwardly and said, if you want to ask the master of the Yahui, it is fellow Taoist Lin who is your acquaintance. It is the fellow Taoist of Zhongyan Tower who is in charge Ziyan fellow Taoist. Did you know that Xian fellow Taoist is a golden core cultivator, and naturally only she will have such energy to gather so many foundation building cultivators here. Quote. Lin Haoyang was shocked when he heard that the owner turned out to be Xian, but this Zizhu Xiaolo could explain it. With a helpless smile, Lin Haoyang stopped talking and closed his eyes meditation. Seeing this, Zhang Wenzhou didn't bother Lin Haoyang anymore, but chatted with other people. Almost an hour has passed, and there have been 5 or 6 foundation building cultivators one after another, and the number of people is counted. Let fellow Taoist wait a long time, Ziyan apologizes here. Suddenly, Ziyan came and walked straight to the main position. Why don't it matter? I have just arrived soon after waiting. Zhang Wenzhou immediately lowered his tone by 3 points and said. Ziyan smiled at the corner of the mouth and said. My little purple house meeting has been held for a few years, and I will bother you fellow Taoist to join in. This time there are a few more fresh faces. I am honored. Then I won't say much, let's talk about each other's cultivation experience first. Quote. As soon as Ziyan's words fell, everyone began to take turns to talk about their own cultivation experience. However, most of the people present were rogue cultivators, and no one wanted to reveal their true abilities. They were just rhetoric and heavenly horse talk. Lin Haoyang shook his head straight after listening to it for a while. It seemed that this little purple house was not as good as he thought. When it was Lin Haoyang's turn, he just evasive and talked about the puppet's way, which was exactly the volume he had obtained that day. Notes. But when Lin Haoyang talked about puppets, the eyes of the person opposite Lin Haoyang suddenly lit up, obviously full of interest in this, but Lin Haoyang just tasted it, and the person listening was helpless and could only grit his teeth secretly. Not only that person, but even Ziyan had a hint of surprise in his eyes when he heard Lin Haoyang was talking about a puppet. Soon, everyone talked about it. At this point, Ziyan spoke again. This is the end of the discussion. Let's start the next link, because there are a few new fellow Taoists. Let me introduce the rules again. The rules are very simple. You can take out some precious spiritual things to exchange for what you want, but the loss of profit depends on your eyesight. Quote. As soon as Ziyan's voice fell, a cultivator stood up and came to the front of the stage. This person was quick and rushed ahead of others. Lin Haoyang was sure that this person must be a foundation building late stage cultivator, and the cultivator held his hands. Wrote. Dear fellow Taoist, you have a 3rd level top grade pill recipe in your lower hand, and you want to exchange for a 4th level low grade pill recipe. Lin Haoyang was shocked. The 3rd order top grade pill recipe, this person is willing to exchange it. As for the stone blood flower he wanted, he hadn't even heard of it. Lin Haoyang looked around and saw that most of the people were puzzled. Obviously he didn't know what the stone blood flower was. Finally, Ziyan, who was sitting in the main seat, spoke. Fellow Taoist son, a spiritual creature like stone blood flower can only be cultivated by the 5th rank forces at least. How can our little Pingyang city have it? When Ziyan said so, Sun Ning sighed and said, it seems to be going to the inner domain once. After speaking, Sun Ning lowered his head and walked off the stage. Someone transmitted to him in the middle, and wanted to exchange other spiritual objects for the 3rd order high grade pill recipe, but he refused. Sun Ning was just an episode. Soon the 2nd cultivator stepped onto the front desk and took out a 3rd tier high grade snake gall. He wanted to exchange a 3rd tier middle grade defensive magical item, but no one wanted to exchange it, 3rd tier middle grade. The defensive magical item, whose value is not lower than the 3rd order top grade attack magical item, is obviously a loss. Seeing that there was no exchange, this person could only retreat, and soon, it was the turn of the person who had dared to be interested in Lin Haoyang's puppet art. I have a 3rd tier high grade attack talisman here. I want to exchange a 3rd tier puppet refining method. After speaking, his eyes were fixed on Lin Haoyang, obviously interested in the puppet art in Lin Haoyang's hands. Seeing this, how could Lin Haoyang still fail to understand what he meant? He didn't expect that the puppet art he mentioned casually attracted the attention of others. Seeing that he couldn't hide, he said. The fellow Taoist is misunderstood. The technique of puppets discussed before is not a method of puppet refining, but a note from a tier 3 puppet master. Hearing this, the man's eyes showed regret. He didn't expect that it was just a note. Although it was a 3rd order puppet master's note, its value was not as good as a 3rd order high grade magic talisman. The man didn't give up, touched his storage bag, and took out a 3rd tier middle grade magic talisman, saying, Then how do I exchange this 3rd order middle grade magic talisman? Lin Haoyang saw it turned out to be a Tiangong God Thunder Talisman, and Lin Haoyang knew the power of Tiangong God Thunder Talisman. After a little thought, Lin Haoyang agreed. He re-engraved the notebook in his storage bag with a spirit jade and gave it to the man. Lin Haoyang also received a Tiangong God Thunder Talisman, with the purple smoke seat in the main position, although he was a little surprised by the puppet technique, but still did not exchange with Lin Haoyang. Soon, it was Lin Haoyang's turn. He took out a beast banner from his storage bag and said, I made this a few days ago to hit the 3rd-tier middle-grade refiner, but unfortunately it failed. This magical item was only a 3rd-tier inferior, although it was only a 3rd-tier inferior. But this beast flag can be defended, and it can also summon the iron-backed crocodile in the beast flag to help fight. The iron-backed crocodile can exert the strength of the 3rd-order low grade, and the time limit is a quarter of an hour. I want to redeem a spiritual fruit that grows cultivation base. Quote. When Lin Haoyang's magical item was taken out, it attracted the attention of many people, especially its combination of offensive and defensive characteristics, which is very useful. Even Zhongshan Tower has not refined such a magical item. Suddenly, many people wanted to exchange it, but the spirit fruit that can grow the cultivation base is too rare. When most people get it, they will basically swallow it immediately. How many people will stay with them? Therefore, many cultivators communicate with Lin Haoyang, hoping to buy spirit stones, but Lin Haoyang refused. Since becoming the refiner of Chongyan Tower, Elder, he really has no shortage of spirit stones recently. Just when Lin Haoyang wanted to take it back, Ziyan, who hadn't said anything, spoke. Lin fellow Taoist, I have a bike fruit here that can grow to cultivation base for 5 years. Can I redeem this magical item? Lin Haoyang was overjoyed, and then secretly calculated that the value of this Baikeguo would be around 1,200 spirit stones, but his magical item had an offensive and defensive one, at least 1,500 spirit stones. Seeing that Lin Haoyang was reluctant, Ziyan said again. Plus 500 spirit stones. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang was overjoyed and said. Make a deal. Lin Haoyang took a pine in his hand and sent the beast banner to Ziyan. Ziyan looked at it, raised his hand and shot 5 medium-grade spirit stones. Lin Haoyang smiled at the corner of his mouth and took it with joy. Others had no choice but to give up. 6%. Chapter 37 Snake Soul Flower. Except for Ziyan, all the people present have gone on stage to exchange spiritual things, but for Ziyan, she didn't have much hope that someone could exchange for her treasure, the Golden Core Cultivator, generally the 4th-tier spiritual things, foundation building. Cultivator is hard to afford. Everyone, now it's my turn. According to the previous rules, I will take out a 4th-order low-grade magic talisman as a prize, but today I have a more important thing to say. According to the previous rules of the Zillow small meeting, Ziyan will finally come out with a 4th-order lower-grade charm, which can be exchanged for spirit stones and lingbao, and the price is cheaper than that on the market. This can be regarded as Ziyan for the foundation building cultivator to participate. Benefits. But now, Ziyan obviously had other plans, which made the cultivator who originally wanted to exchange Tier 4 magic talisman a bit of dissatisfaction. However, Ziyan didn't care about the feelings of these people, and continued. Compared to the 4th-order magic talisman, I have a more exciting news to tell everyone. Ziyan glanced at the people playfully, and continued. There is a snake mist valley 20,000 miles away in the wild, which is covered by dense fog all day long, and the sky is not visible. According to our investigation of the Chongyan Tower, there are level 5 spiritual herbs snake soul flower. When Ziyan's voice fell, everyone here immediately exclaimed, the 5th-order snake soul flower, that is one of the main ingredients for refining the infant pill, a mature snake soul flower, worth about 80,000 spirit stones, this is an asset that can fascinate nascent soul cultivator. Kaibo touches people's hearts. Most of the places here are old fritters with their heads tied to their trousers all the year round. You immediately understood the meaning of Ziyan. The resource wanted to invite them to participate in the capture of the snake soul flower. Although everyone was moved, no one spoke up. They went deep into the wilderness for 20,000 miles. It was undoubtedly a blood lick on the tip of a knife. The foundation building cultivator was not enough to see them. Lin Haoyang smiled. He understood the purpose of Ziyan, but he didn't plan to take this risk. He is currently only on the 2nd floor of the foundation building, which is still far away from nascent soul, useless. If it is spirit stones alone, it will not attract Lin Haoyang. The Lin family's current situation has just improved and he cannot be allowed to take risks like this. Thinking about this, Lin Haoyang listened a little absent-mindedly. Purple smoke, fellow Taoist. Although this snake soul flower is good, it also has to be fate. I heard that at the snake soul peanut, there must be tier 5 demonic beasts entrenched. For us, it is not enough for tier 5 demonic beasts. Beast stuffed his teeth, said a foundation building late-stage cultivator. As soon as this person said something, everyone turned their eyes to Xian, obviously depending on how she explained. Xian smiled, did not get angry when faced with such a question, and continued. The value of snake soul flower can't be eaten by his people. At that time, Changyunlu will send nascent soul cultivator again. In addition to me, the golden core cultivator will also have fellow Taoist and 2 sect golden core cultivators. In addition to the Chongyun Tower, another force has joined this time, and their strength is not weaker than ours. And all you have to do is to clear the demonic beasts below tier 4 in the Snake Mist Valley, and pay 3,000 spirit stones per person. If the mission is successful, you can still apply for the golden core artifact from Zongyun Tower. Quote. As soon as Ziyan's voice fell, the expressions of all cultivators except Lin Haoyang changed drastically. The most difficult thing for these rogue cultivators to obtain is that some precious resources, especially the spiritual things that can help Golden Core, are basically in the hands of sect and aristocratic families. Unless they have a chance, it is difficult to obtain them. Now, they have the opportunity to obtain the Golden Core magical thing before their eyes, and they are certainly excited one by one. This is the path that concerns them. Even Lin Haoyang was surprised. He didn't expect that Zongyun Tower would offer such a reward. This is really a waste of money. However, this still couldn't move him. If they hadn't discovered the purple cloud crystal veins, maybe he would have to fight for his life now. Xian, fellow Taoist, I'll join. I join too. All of a sudden, the foundation building cultivators present all agreed. Except for Lin Haoyang and the rogue cultivators who exchanged puppet notes before, everyone else agreed to Xian's invitation. Seeing that Lin Haoyang did not agree with that person, Xian was slightly different. Unexpectedly, under the temptation of the golden core spirit, the two would not be tempted. Although she knew that Lin Haoyang came from a third-rank family, she was based on the golden core spirit. The preciousness of the things couldn't even move him. For a while, Xian became more interested in Lin Haoyang. Soon, Xian signed a soul oath with these foundation-building rogue cultivators. It was agreed that 1 year later, everyone would gather in Pingyang City and set off for Snake Mist Valley. Except for Lin Haoyang and the other people who didn't join, they all signed a soul oath, guaranteeing not to disclose the Snake Mist Valley matter to the outside. After signing the soul oath, Lin Haoyang and a group of foundation-building cultivators left the purple building one after another. After everyone walked out of the purple building, Xian stood on the top of the building looking at Lin Haoyang who was leaving. A strange light flashed in his eyes. At this moment, Su Ling'er walked out from nowhere, looked at Lin Haoyang together, and said, Hey, purple big sis, do you remember the wild war that Qingyunzong launched a few years ago? Xian suddenly became interested, turned around and looked at Su Ling'er, and asked. Oh, I know about the war. It seems that the Azure Cloud sect found a purple cloud crystal vein in that area, but luck is good. What does it have to do with him? Su Ling'er smiled and said. That purple cloud crystal vein. It was discovered by Lin Haoyang. With this credit, is he still afraid that there is no golden core? Xian was surprised. He didn't expect that Lin Haoyang would have such luck to find a purple cloud crystal vein. In that case, I looked down upon him. It seems that this person will definitely be able to become a golden core in the future. Pay more attention to this person. Xian big sis, I am going to invite him to participate in the Shuyang Mountain trial. Su Ling'er said suddenly. Xian frowned, looking surprised, and said, Do you know what the Shuyang Mountain trial means? He is only in the second stage of the foundation building. Even 10 years later, he will be the middle stage of the foundation building at most. If you know your opponents, you must choose the cultivator of the foundation building late stage. Su Ling'er shook his head and said, No, I don't think he is the same. His strength is definitely not what he shows now. I can feel. He is very strong. Seeing Su Ling'er so persistent, Xian originally wanted to say it, but couldn't say it, so she had to give up. Of course, Lin Haoyang didn't know the discussion between the two of them. At this moment, he hurried out of the city. As soon as he left the Zillow, he received a sound transmission from Lin Xuanjia, saying that the Lin family had arrived, and he also brought a large amount of supplies with some of the Lin family. Outside the city, Lin Haoyang saw Lin Xuanjia. This time he brought a total of 3 carts of supplies, most of which were mainly ling rice, to make up for the shortcomings of Pingyang City. Outside Pingyang City, people who followed were Lin Xuanjing, Lin Xuanlu and other Lin Haoyang acquaintances. Following Lin Haoyang, everyone entered Pingyang City. As soon as Lin Haoyang and his group entered the city, they attracted everyone's attention. The materials of the 3 big carriages earned enough attention. Unexpectedly, over the years, a new store opened in Pingyang City. Upon inquiring, it turned out that Elder, the refiner of Chongshan Tower, had opened it. For a while, everyone had new guesses about the relationship between Lin Haoyang and Chongshan Tower. Soon, the Lin family's shop was settled in Pingyang City, because these materials were carefully purchased by the Lin family from the surrounding areas, which made up for some of the shortfall in Pingyang City, and the business was not bad. Lin Xuanjia brought spiritual rice and other materials from the Lin family, and brought back wild specialties such as demonic beasts materials when he returned. In this way, the Lin family can earn 2,000 spirit stones a year by doing business on both sides. After 1 year, the Lin family's original shortfall can also be made up. However, Lin Xuanjia has to escort the convoy all the time and cannot get out, otherwise the safety of the convoy cannot be guaranteed. This time delays the practice, but now there is not much way. For safety, Lin Haoyang also specially gave Lin Xuanjia a Heavenly Gang God Thunder talisman, plus he was originally a Tier 3 formationist. Even if he was against the late stage of the foundation building, he would still have the power to fight. However, in the face of the Lin family's large number of supplies, some people could not stand the temptation and were ready to seize the Lin family's team. 6%. Chapter 38. These foundation building cultivators stepped up a bit and found out that Lin Haoyang had exchanged for a Bai Keguo at the Zillow small meeting. After that, he would definitely have to closed-door training breakthrough cultivation base. The 3 foundation building rogue cultivators discussed and prepared to rob the 3 of the Lin family. Car supplies. Anyway, Pingyang City cannot use force. After they rob the car, they can hide in Pingyang City. Even if they don't hide, the 3 of them will not be afraid of Lin Haoyang alone. Lin Haoyang arranged the shop, and then started closed-door training. Pingyang City has 4th-order spiritual veins, and Lin Haoyang's cultivation speed here is faster than at home. Just 1 year later, Lin Haoyang had cultivated to the middle stage of the 2nd floor of the foundation building. It would take another 2 or 3 years for Lin Haoyang to break through the threshold of the 3rd floor of the foundation building, 1 year faster than at home. After taking Bai Keguo, Lin Haoyang started closed-door training. On the other side, Lin Xuanjia used the money he earned from selling materials to buy some wild specialty products, and then transported them to Fengyuanfang City in a horse-drawn carriage to sell them, and they could also make a difference in price. Out of Pingyang City, Lin Xuanjia was cautious all the way, and the rogue cultivators who had their idea failed to find a chance. Until 3 days later, Lin Xuanjia saw that there was no danger, and temporarily relaxed his vigilance, but at this moment, the 3 Taoist shadows suddenly came with a sword, and the speed was extremely fast. The 3 Taoist cultivators who guarded the 3rd car did not respond and were caught people cut under the sword. Seeing the robbery of the 3, Lin Xuanjia was shocked, but he was also a scheming man. He immediately abandoned the 3rd car, combined with the 1st and 2nd car Lin family cultivator, took out the prepared formation in advance, and immediately placed the 3rd order formation, and waited. When the 3 rogue cultivators reacted, the formation was completed. The 3 people killed by the robbery were named Li Maolin, Li Maosheng, and Wang Haibo. Li Maolin and Li Maosheng are both cultivators on the 2nd floor of the foundation building, and Wang Haibo is the cultivator on the 5th floor of the foundation building. The 3 are also led by this person. Seeing that Lin Xuanjia was clothed into a 3rd order formation, he secretly gritted his teeth, feeling careless, but unexpectedly, this person turned out to be a 3rd order formation. What to do? Dage. It's not easy to break through the 3rd order formation. If you let them go, Lin Haoyang will definitely come here. Li Maolin said. Wang Haibo thought to himself, and felt that he still wanted to kill everyone in the Lin family and couldn't divulge the news. Kill. See how long his Tier 3 formation can last. Wang Haibo said. After speaking, the 3 of them took out the magical item and madly attacked the 3rd order formation. Lin Xuanjia saw that the 3 of them wanted to rush out and kill them, and a trace of determination rose in his heart. With a touch of storage bag, a Tiangong God Thunder talisman appeared in his hands. Lin Haoyang saw that Wang Haibo's cultivation base was the highest among the 3. Even if the Tiangong God Thunder talisman was displayed, he might not be able to kill this person. What he wanted was can kill one person instantly. Then he looked at Li Maoshang, who was only on the second floor of the foundation building. Under the Heavenly Gang God Thunder Talisman, there must be no life. Taking advantage of the three of them violently attacking the formation, one inadvertently, Lin Xuanjia decisively threw out the Tiangong God Thunder Talisman, and went straight to Li Maoshang. Boom! The Heavenly Gang God Thunder Talisman was extremely fast, and Li Maoshang didn't pay attention to Lin Xuanjia's actions for a while, and the Heavenly Gang God Thunder had already appeared on his head. Although Wang Haibo noticed that Lin Xuanjia was wrong, when he wanted to remind him, it was too late. The god of heaven thunder suddenly slashed off, and the thunder of the arm-thick thunder crashed on top of Li Maoshang's head. Li Maoshang suddenly died under the god of thunder. Seeing that Li Maoshang was killed by the thunder of Tiangong God, everyone in the Lin family was overjoyed and ignited a wave of hope. Lin Xuanjia gritted his teeth and once again made an offensive formation, preparing to fight the two. Wang Haibo couldn't do anything about it. He took Li Maoshang's storage bag, and Li Maolin picked up some valuables in the third car of the Lin family, and drove the flying sword to escape, and the direction of escape was Pingyang City. Seeing that the two had left for a long time without a trace, Lin Xuanjia let go of the formation. This time he really had a lingering fear. If it were not for Lin Haoyang to give him a Tiangong God Thunder Talisman, I am afraid that everyone in the Lin family would have to explain it this time. Lin Xuanjia sprayed out a real fire and cremated the three cultivators of the Lin family. He sent a cultivator to Pingyang City to send a letter to Lin Haoyang, telling it, he took the remaining goods and left. Afraid of encountering someone who will kill you again. 3 days later, the letter arrived. The cultivator did not know Lin Haoyang's immortal cave, so he had to find Lin Xuanjing. When Lin Xuanjing heard the reason, she was shocked and did not dare to delay. She brought her to Lin Haoyang's immortal cave and saw Lin Haoyang at closed-door training, but she had no choice but to interrupt and forcibly interrupted Lin Haoyang's closed-door training. At this moment, Lin Haoyang had just finished refining Bai Ke Guo, breaking through to the third floor of the foundation building, and was consolidating realm. Seeing Lin Xuanqing disturbed him at this time, he knew that there must be something important. As soon as he came out, he heard that the Lin family's motorcade was robbed, and 3 disciples of the sparse generation had died, and he was immediately furious. Lin Xuanjia's letter contained a portrait of Li Maoshang, and Lin Haoyang immediately recognized that there were no more than 20 foundation building cultivators in Pingyang City. Of course, he knew the 2 brothers Li Maolin and Li Maoshang, and they also knew that they were looking forward to Wang Haibo's horse. Lin Xuanjia wrote that it was 3 people, and Lin Haoyang was sure that it was these 3 in his heart. Haoyang, what should we do now? These 2 people will definitely hide in the city. We can't do anything about them. Lin Xuanjing said anxiously. Lin Haoyang also showed a trace of embarrassment on his face, killing people in Pingyang City, showing the face of the heavy mountain building. Sulinger and Ziyan would not let him do this, otherwise the rules would be broken. Suddenly, Lin Haoyang thought that Wang Haibo, who had participated in the small meeting of the Zillow, would definitely follow him to the wild to get the snake soul flower after a year. It seemed that this was the only opportunity for Lin Haoyang to get started, although he was unwilling to go to the Snake Mist Valley. But in order to avenge this blood feud, he was willing to take this risk. Afterwards, he discussed with Lin Xuanjing, and stayed there for the time being, and trade continued to be maintained. However, when the convoy came back, Lin Haoyang followed and hid in the dark. The 2 teamed up, and if someone wanted to kill, Lin Haoyang was absolutely sure to succeed. Soon, the robbery of the Lin family's carriage spread in Pingyang City. 3 foundation building cultivators were robbed and killed, and 1 was killed. The strength of the Lin family was finally recognized. After that, although Lin Haoyang followed in the dark, it was a pity that no one was there. Shot. However, Li Maolin and Wang Haibo have never been out of Pingyang City again, and they have always avoided Lin Haoyang because of the robbery, and even many shops are reluctant to do business with them. After Su Linger got the news, she approached Lin Haoyang and said that he could send someone to solve the 2 secretly. But Lin Haoyang insisted that he wanted to do it himself. Lin Haoyang only asked Su Linger to find Zian for a place. Next year, he will go to Snake Mist Valley with Zhongshan Tower. Su Linger was surprised at first, and when he thought about Wang Haibo, he instantly understood how. Going on. Half a year after the robbery, Lin Haoyang finally broke through the 3rd-tier middle-grade refiner and became the highest-rank refiner in Pingyang City. His annual gift has also risen from the original 1,000 spirit stones to 1,500 spirit stones, which is equivalent to someone else's third-tier top-grade annual gift. But Lin Haoyang's stunning craftsmanship is still recognized by everyone. Almost it monopolized the third-order magical item of Pingyang City, which also accumulated a lot of contacts for Lin Haoyang. Lin Haoyang's momentum became stronger and stronger, and Wang Haibo and Li Maolin, who were hiding in the dark, became more and more frightened, regretting that they were greedy for money and sat down to kill them. Dage, do you want us to find Lin Haoyang for peace? If this continues, I am afraid that I will never get out of Pingyang City. When the spirit stones on you and me are used up, I am afraid that Lin Haoyang will be chased and killed. Li Maolin said. We want to make peace, but we don't know what Lin Haoyang thinks. What if he wants you and me to pay for it? Wang Haibo worried. Dage, his Lin family only died of 3 condensing cultivators, but we lost a foundation building cultivator. As long as we take the initiative to ask for peace and give more spirit stones, he will definitely agree. Li Maolin said. Li Maolin was already confused at this moment, was shocked by Lin Haoyang's talent, almost forgot his brother's hatred, thinking that Lin Haoyang would not come to seek revenge. Wang Haibo pondered over and over again, saying, let me try. How can this life lawsuit be resolved so easily? 7%. Chapter 39 Mutual Planning. When Lin Haoyang searched for Wang Haibo and Li Maolin for a long time to no avail, the two of them took the initiative to come to the door. Lin Haoyang was stopped by Wang Haibo as soon as he came out of the Chongshan Tower. Lin Haoyang felt angry when he saw that the person was Wang Haibo. Unexpectedly, the enemy would come to the door by himself. Immediately, Lin Haoyang said politely, Wang Haibo, you still have the courage to appear in front of me. Wang Haibo became weak, knowing that he was at a disadvantage, and said in a flattering tone, Lin fellow Taoist, we are really helpless when we rob and kill your caravan. You know, after going to the Snake Mist Valley, we have the opportunity to find the Chongshan Tower to exchange for the golden core. Although I am only on the 5th floor of the foundation building, we are still ready to fight for something as precious as the golden core. However, our rogue cultivators have a weak family background and no support from the clans. They are not as good as your family cultivators. That's why we came up with this scandal. However, the matter has passed. We did not do the right thing, but we are willing to compensate you for the compensation of 5,000 spirit stones. What have we exposed? After all, we lost even more. We died a foundation building cultivator, and you only died 3 condensing cultivators. Before Wang Haibo finished speaking, Lin Haoyang was already full of anger. He couldn't listen to Wang Haibo's words anymore, and said sharply, Wang Haibo, the people of my Lin family were born no humbler than anyone else. Because of your greed, they killed them. Do they deserve to die? You know that after their deaths, there are widows, children with filial piety, and parents who send black hair. Have you ever thought about their pain? Is it because of the 5,000 spirit stones that I cannot report this hatred? How do you want me to meet them? So, listen carefully, unless you can stay in Pingyang City for the rest of your life, otherwise, you must die in my hands. Quote. After finishing speaking, Lin Haoyang ignored Wang Haibo, who was smiling wryly, and went straight away. After this time, Lin Haoyang asked Lin Xuanjing to keep an eye on the two of them, and if the two of them changed a little, they would send a voice to Lin Haoyang. How about Dage? Li Maolin asked. Wang Haibo shook his head with a bitter expression. He could see that he could not make an agreement. Seeing this, Li Maolin felt bitter in his heart. Being stared at by Lin Haoyang like this was the most terrifying. The others were tier 3 middle grade refiners, and there was more movement technique treasure than the two of them combined. In addition to magic treasures, there must be high rank charms that can save lives. Even Lin Xuanjia has a 3rd-tier mid-rank Heavenly Gang God Thunder Talisman, and Lin Haoyang definitely has a life-saving method in his hands. This is the reason why the two dare not forget to move. Suddenly, Li Maolin's eyes moved and said, Dage, since this kid doesn't want to reconcile, we can't blame us for being ruthless. I heard that he also joined the operation of Snake Mist Valley. Should we invite some more people and find a chance to treat him? Then, Li Maolin did an act of wiping the throat. A strange light flashed in Wang Haibo's eyes. After a long time, he said, Wang Siquan still owes me personal feelings, you can ask him to do something. Unexpectedly, the trip to Snake Mist Valley became a battlefield for the two hunting each other. With half a year before the time agreed by Xian, Lin Haoyang began to make some preparations for this action. After the Battle of Qingyunzong, Lin Haoyang gave the five-sided five elements armor shield to Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan, which allowed them to play a greater role, so Lin Haoyang did not have a handy defense magical item in his hands. He came to Pingyang City for about a year and a half, plus the 500 spirit stones he got from Xian. Lin Haoyang now has about 2,000 spirit stones on his body. The price of a powerful Tier 3 mid-level defense magical item is no less than 2,000 spirit stones, but this time Lin Haoyang plans to refine one by himself, which can save a lot of spirit stones. The ancient bronze lamp was given to Lin Xuanjia to defend himself. Lin Haoyang felt a little inadequate, but he couldn't help it. Lin Haoyang's financial resources did not allow him to fill in another magical item for himself. Soon, Lin Haoyang went to the Chongyan Tower and bought a third-tier medium-grade black gold stone, plus some auxiliary materials. It cost about 1,600 spirit stones. For the remaining 400 spirit stones, Lin Haoyang bought a bottle of healing spirit pill and a bottle of detoxification pill. As a result, Lin Haoyang has spent a lot of time on the spirit stones he has earned in the past year and a half. Lin Haoyang feels distressed a lot. Fortunately, after completing the task, the Chongshan Tower will award 3,000 spirit stones. Not a loss. After buying the Wujin stone, Lin Haoyang used the earth-fire room of the Chongshan Tower to refine the magical item. The magical item that Lin Haoyang refined this time is a fire cloud cover recorded in Magical by G, and it is a defensive magical item with fire attributes. The defensive power is very strong, and the fire cloud cover naturally has some resistance to the poisonous mist of the Snake Mist Valley. The fire cloud cover is difficult to refining. It took Lin Haoyang almost a month and a half to complete, but the finished product made Lin Haoyang very satisfied. If it were sold out, the value might be around 2,200 spirit stones. That is, Lin Haoyang this time he earned 600 spirit stones. But this also delayed Lin Haoyang's cultivation time for 1.5 months, and it took a lot of effort to refine the fire cloud cover. Without resting for half a month, Lin Haoyang could not refine the magical item again. However, because of the great action of the Chongshan Tower, the search for the third-order magical item increased greatly. In the next 4 months, Lin Haoyang basically did not stop, and was pulled by Xian to refine the magical item. It wasn't until 3 days before departure that Lin Xuanjia came to Lin Haoyang, and Xian let him go. After finally getting a break, Lin Haoyang felt happy for a while. It seems that it is not a good thing to join the Chongshan Tower. Although there are spirit stones to take, there is no freedom at all. Lin Haoyang thought, after returning from Snake Mist Valley, he would no longer be the refining tool elder of the Great Mountain Tower. Lin Haoyang invited Lin Xuanjia to own Immortal Cave and said, "Uncle 17, how is the house recently?" Lin Xuanjia nodded and said, "Thanks to you, after the opening of the trade channel between Fengyuanfang City and Pingyang City, relying on the trade between the two places, our Lin family can earn an extra 2,000 spirit stones each year. The situation of the family over the years of making ends meet has finally improved." Hearing Lin Xuanjia's words, Lin Haoyang was relieved. Although he opened up trade between the two places, he didn't care much about specific matters. They were basically handed over to Lin Xuanjia and Lin Xuanjing to deal with. The specifics were not clear, but there was something in his heart. Guess. Lin Xuanjia frowned again and said, "However, the distance between the two places is too far, and it takes too much time to go back and forth. If you can find a demonic beast that is good at foot strength, it would be nice to help us pull the cart. The Patriarch and I will think about it and see if you can find this. Demonic beasts. Our Lin family is willing to spend money to cultivate a transportation team." Hearing Lin Xuanjia's suggestion, Lin Haoyang's eyes brightened and he set up a continuous demonic beasts transport team. In this way, the transportation volume can be greater, and the time can be greatly shortened, and one more trip every year. It seems that when going to the wilderness this time, we should pay attention to whether there are suitable demonic beasts. By the way, my patriarch said that you might go to Snake Mist Valley, and the patriarch asked me to give you this thing. With that, Lin Xuanjia took out a 4th-level magic charm, which is the 4th-level mid-level sky thunder inherited by the Lin family, symbol. Seeing this talisman, Lin Haoyang repeatedly pushed and said, No, I can't ask for it. This is the family heritage and must be used for the survival of the family." Lin Xuanjia said, "Haoyang, accept it. Both the patriarch and I see your potential, and I will definitely not satisfy a Qingjiang County. In the future, the burden of the family will definitely be handed over to you. The family cannot provide you with too much shelter. This 4th-level magic talisman will serve as your Taoist protector. Without waiting for Lin Haoyang to plead and shirk, Lin Xuanjia stuffed the Sky Thunder talisman into Lin Haoyang's hand, then got up and left. Looking at the back of Lin Xuanjia's departure, Lin Haoyang felt a warmth in his heart. This is the feeling of home. The family just loves you and protects you without asking for anything in return. The warmth he can't feel in Chongshan Tower. 7%. Chapter 40 Flying Spirit Boat. 3 days later, the people from all sides gathered in Pingyang City, and a strong breath came from all over Pingyang City. Some low-level cultivators only dared to close the gate of Immortal Cave and did not dare to go out these days. In addition to 1 nascent soul, 2 golden cores, and 15 foundation-building cultivators sent by Chongyan Tower, there are also 15 foundation-building cultivators led by Su Ling-er, Zi Yan, and Feng Yushou, a total of 36 people. The strength of this team is already extremely strong. Even if it is against the Azure Cloud sect, it can still be invincible. The cultivator sent by Chongshan Tower is called Zheng Jicheng. It is the 4th-story cultivator of nascent soul. In Chongshan Tower, it belongs to the line of Su Ling-er, so he arrived here to help Su Ling-er seek the Snake Soul Flower. After a simple rest, Zheng Jicheng took out a Tier 4 mid-grade flying boat, and led everyone straight to the wild border. It is the first time for Lin Haoyang to see this kind of flying boat. It should be made by adding the keel and the skin of some kind of demonic beasts to the empty spirit stones. It can accommodate up to 40 people. The flying speed is not slower than the Golden Core cultivator. The speed is much faster. Lin Haoyang guessed that the value of such a flying boat is no cheaper than the Tier 5 magical item. Lin Haoyang couldn't help thinking that if the Lin's fleet could have such a flying boat, it would be much more convenient to transport. The flying boat was extremely fast, and in only 1 day, everyone rushed to the wild border and stopped over the wild border, apparently waiting for another group of people. 2 or 3 hours later, a chariot flew from a distance. There were still flames rising on the chariot. It seemed that the momentum was not weaker than Zheng Jicheng's flying boat. However, the space of the tank was not as good as that of the flying boat. It could only carry 8 people. When the chariot came near the flying boat, Lin Haoyang could feel that there must be a nascent soul cultivator sitting on it, otherwise, it would be impossible for Zheng Jicheng to pay such attention. Zhu, fellow Taoist, you are late. Zheng Jicheng said with some dissatisfaction in his words. Listening to the tinge of anger in Zheng Jicheng's words, a laugh came from inside the chariot, saying, Zheng, fellow Taoist, misunderstood. I am no better than you. It took me a lot of effort to borrow this battlefield, so I wasted some time. The person on the chariot is the nascent soul cultivator of the 5th rank force Red Flame Valley, and the nascent soul cultivator is called Zhu Xiao. The strength of those who can have a relationship with Zhongshan Tower is not simple. There are 6 nascent soul cultivators in Scarlet Flame Valley, but it is a pity that there is no god cultivator in charge, otherwise there will be a chance to be promoted to the 6th rank. And this time the Snake Soul Flower in Snake Mist Valley was discovered by the 2 together, and only then was the 2 united. Otherwise, Chongshan Tower would only swallow the opportunity of Snake Mist Valley. Okay, the task is important. From here to Snake Mist Valley, we have to pass through 2 Tier 5 demonic beasts. Demonic beasts, those of us may all die in the wild. Zheng Jicheng said. Okay, agree, Zhu Xiao said. After that, the 2 nascent soul cultivators personally controlled the flying boat and began to march toward the wilderness. This is the first time that Lin Haoyang has gone into the wild like this, feeling a little nervous. Why, scared? Su Ling-er came to Lin Haoyang and asked. Lin Haoyang shook his head, a strange color flashed in his eyes, and said, I'm afraid not. There are 2 nascent soul cultivators in the battle. Even if they meet Tier 5 demonic beasts, they can still retreat. It can be seen that you are here prepared this time. Su Ling-er smiled. It was apparently guessed by Lin Haoyang. Snake Mist Valley had been discovered for a long time. They planned Pingyang City for half of the reason, so they were very sure that they could make it this time. Su Ling-er turned around and said, Are you sure about them? I got information and they found Wang Siquan on the 6th floor of the foundation building. I know you have the means to hide, but the 3 of them, are you sure? When Lin Haoyang heard that Wang Haibo had found Wang Siquan, there was a glimmer of light in his eyes, but he still said a little bit. In the wild, too many people may not be able to survive. Su Ling-er wanted to refute, but there was nowhere to explain. Knowing that Lin Haoyang had made a decision in his heart, she could only sigh softly and said, Whatever it is, it can't affect the big plan of picking the Snake Soul Flower, otherwise I may not be able to hold it. Lin Haoyang nodded. When he was performing the task, killing the two Wang Haibo had already violated the rules of the Chongshan Tower. Otherwise, this is against the Chongshan Tower, and the Chongshan Tower will not let him go. Fei Zhou and the chariot galloped over the wilderness. After a distance of 20,000 miles, Lin Haoyang and everyone had to pass through the territory of two Tier 5 demonic beasts, a Tier 5 mammoth, and a Tier 5 polar dodo. Fortunately for mammoths, demonic beasts on the ground are difficult to attack the flying boat, and the threat is not great. However, demonic beasts, a Tier 5 flying class like the polar dove, can easily cause damage to the flying boat. Zheng Jicheng and Zhu Xiao spent a month, circling a long way, and finally walked out of the territories of Tier 5 mammoths and came to the territories of polar dodo. When they reached this place, they both dared not run with all their strength and only dared to use the foundation building cultivator. Rushing from the territory of some Tier 4 demonic beasts. After more than 10,000 li in the wilderness, Lin Haoyang also has a new understanding of this place. The real wilderness world, with towering ancient trees, miasma swamps, and demonic beasts, is not suitable for human survival. After another month cautiously, everyone passed through the territory of two Tier 5 demonic beasts. It took more than 2 months for everyone to arrive safely after the original journey of more than 20 days. Snake Mist Valley is right in front. Zheng Jicheng and Zhu Xiao cheer up. From now on, they will face the 5th order demonic beasts, the phoenix-tailed poisonous flood. It just happens to be able to restrain, it can be regarded as a little more chance of winning. Coming to the Snake Mist Valley 10 miles away, Zheng Jicheng collected the spirit boat. Everyone could only fly with swords and stop in midair. It was close to the Snake Mist Valley. When I saw the so-called Snake Mist Valley, it was just a thick fog. Condition. Zheng Jicheng said. Now, we are divided into 3 groups. Fellow Taoist Zhu and I are responsible for dragging the phoenix-tailed poisonous flyers and dispersing the dense fog. The 7 golden core cultivators are responsible for eradicating the Tier 4 demonic beasts in the Snake Mist Valley, and you wait for the foundation building cultivator, is responsible for the removal of Tier 3 demonic beasts, and we must not let these low-level demonic beasts form a tide of beasts, otherwise it will be difficult for us to kill the phoenix-tailed poisonous flood. After it's done, we promise to honor your promise and we will honor it too. After I wait for Nascent Soul and Golden Core Cultivator to enter the Snake Mist Valley, you will listen to Su Linger's dispatch. Offenders, cut, quote. After speaking, the 2 Nascent Soul Cultivators, Zheng Jicheng and Zhu Xiao, led 7 Golden Core Cultivators, went straight into the Snake Mist Valley, and quickly disappeared in the thick fog. Su Linger suddenly flew in front of everyone and said, "Everyone, I am Su Linger of Zhongshan Tower. When the ancestors of Nascent Soul break through the thick fog, it is time for me to log out." Everyone didn't speak, and they were in the wild 20,000 miles. Without the flying boats and chariots of the Golden Core ancestors, it would be difficult for people like Guangping to safely return to the Terran area. Therefore, everyone was very acquainted and did not look for trouble. About half an hour later, there was a loud noise in the Snake Mist Valley, and seeing a burst of fire rising into the sky, the dense fog in the Snake Mist Valley was hard to cover, and the fog was burnt upside down. After the fire, another gust of wind rose up in the Snake Mist Valley, like a dragon sucking water, stirring the mist in the Snake Mist Valley. The 2 visions stunned everyone, and Lin Haoyang knew that these 2 ancestors of Nascent Soul were breaking the dense fog. After another half an hour, the mist that originally enveloped the entire Snake Mist Valley dissipated, leaving only a few residues, but these light mists can no longer hinder the perception of the foundation building cultivator. Seeing this, Su Linger said, "Everyone, the fog has been removed by the 2 ancestors, and the high-ranked demonic beasts have also been entangled by the 7 golden core cultivators. You follow me and wipe out the low-level demonic beasts, so they can't form a tide of beasts." After that, the 50 foundation building cultivators present went straight to Snake Mist Valley. Snake Mist Valley is the nest of Tier 5 demonic beasts. There are countless traps for demonic beasts, and everyone dare not care. After defeating Tier 4 demonic beasts, Lin Haoyang knew how difficult it was to kill demonic beasts in the lair of demonic beasts. There was no difference between capturing the snake soul flower and pulling the teeth from a tiger's mouth. Lin Haoyang kept his mind tight and did not dare to care. Kept his mind tight and did not dare to care. Kept his mind tight and did not dare to